Jerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul Dragon Cougar's no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.
Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number 350, baby.
350, let's go. Yoink, let's go.
Hope everyone had a good 4th of July. We're lighting off very impressive fireworks, very dangerous fireworks, so just be careful.
They're
out
all
there.
dangerous.
Well, no, there's some that are more dangerous than others. And I've seen people lose fingers.
Back up, Terry. Terry,
remember
what you doing, Terry?
In the wheelchair.
You ever see that? It's the funniest.
Oh, my God, Terry!
Terry! What you doing, Terry?
Oh, man, they're laughing
It's
at
the
him.
best of the best, man.
I've seen houses blow up before. No, I have. I've seen houses blow up.
And he was in Nam, too.
No, I've seen there's videos on Twitter. Families sitting out in the front yard.
That's not the house blowing up, though. That's just
The
a firework.
car.
It's almost blew up. That car didn't blow up.
What
You
happened?
would think it did.
Dude, something exploded.
No. The fireworks exploded.
And
then it went right over to where the bag was full
they're
of
grabbing
everything.
kids
and
and
it's
shit.
like, and they're grabbing their kids, but the car didn't blow up. Now, it's going to get fucked up. And luckily, it didn't. But the house didn't blow up there either. It'd take a lot
If
to blow up a
somebody
house.
knocked on your door
You
at
know.
3 a.m. and said they were lost and they were ringing the doorbell, would you let them in?
I would evaluate them with my gun.
With your gun. How do you evaluate
What are
them?
you going to do?
What do you
With
mean?
your wee-wee?
What do you mean? How do you evaluate with your gun?
Like, hey, guys, what's going on? Are we
Like,
good?
let me see you.
I'll show you right now. What I do, I'd have it right there, and I'd walk in like, what's going on? And I'd look through, because you could see through my door.
Mhm.
And I'd be like, what's going on? You guys good? You guys good? Now stand back. Oh, okay, what's going on? Can I help you? And if I saw that they're in danger, I'd help them. But I'd have that some bitch right there just in case shit went down.
Okay.
Because I'll put them downtown Chinatown.
Okay, well,
is what I'll do.
you-
What would you do?
Well,
And you'd be like this,
I'd probably-
come in, my daughters are upstairs.
I'd probably get the box cutter, for sure.
Took down
I
planes,
know,
Andy.
I don't like how you bring that up every time.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that. Those guys were with jihad, baby.
Oh, my
They're
God.
with gosh dang Muhammad.
Oh, my.
72 motherfucking virgins.
Yeah.
Now, they're all men, but it's all good.
What do you mean
That-
72 virgins?
When you are with jihad
Mhm.
and you kill people or you commit suicide in the name of Allah,
Mhm.
you are going to heaven with 72 virgins. Now, they didn't say if they were female virgins, so they're probably a bunch
What
of
do you
dudes banging you up
mean?
there.
Oh, so up in heaven?
Maddie knows what's up with that. Maddie, get in here so I can talk to somebody.
so-
Can you come in here? Seriously.
Up in heaven,
Son of a bitch.
he goes up there with 72 virgins.
But they're dudes.
You don't know that.
We don't know if they're women. Imagine they're like, I can't wait. And all of a sudden, a bunch of dudes getting you. God dang, Andy.
Damn,
Some
all in the
bitch.
name of jihad.
Name of Allah.
Allah.
Allahu Akbar. you
Say
know.
Allah.
Allah. It's all, listen, if you're a fanatic religious
In the
person
name of
anyway,
who?
Allah. Allah. But anyway, it's real. It's
How
weird.
do you become radicalized?
Easily. You can get radicalized big time.
Do you think I would be a target to become?
Yeah, you would be in. You would be with David. Andy would get got by David Koresh in Waco.
No, I wouldn't.
Meaning, no, I'm not done. No, it's all good. I love you.
He wouldn't.
No,
He
no,
wouldn't do that
Andy'd
to
be
me.
like, let's go. And then David would go up to him and be like, listen, Andy, I need to talk to you. And you'd be like, what, David? I need your daughter, okay? Your oldest daughter. Okay, we'll take your oldest one and your wife so I can make love to them in the name
Oh
of
my
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, damn. And you'd be like,
Oh, he's not doing
take
it
him.
for Allah?
No, he ain't Muslim. He's Christian.
That's not the
And
Jesus
so,
most people worship.
you know, he's going to do the burden to make love to your wife for you
Okay.
while you're in a different room. over
I
there.
don't need that.
Andy,
I
it's
don't.
weird.
Well, we're not
Come
doing. We're not
on.
doing all that.
Well, they're all
in
dead.
Waco, Texas.
Well, they're all dead,
We're not doing
including the children and that. And that
Did-
was hardcore.
Did David Koresh? He died too.
And then what do you think happened after that? The
Um,
Oklahoma city bombings.
Oh
city
my
bombings.
God.
Yes.
You think they were connected to one
Yes.
another?
Yeah.
What was
he was
the- what
pissed
was the
off about that
connection?
as a white radical guy. Yeah.
Oh,
This wasn't jihad. This wasn't Muslim.
So
this was a bunch of fucking
the
right-
Unabomber we're talking about.
No.
No, the Oklahoma bomber. What was he
Oklahoma
called?
City bomber, yeah.
He had a name though.
It's
'Cause
actually
they
on
found
Netflix
a bunch of
right now.
stuff in
It's
his
really-
trailer and stuff. I remember in the woods
Yep.
and stuff.
And he was
He was
pissed.
making them himself.
Yep. So he was.
How hard is that? You
think?
think to make a bomb?
Not hard at all.
So if anyone
Not
searches
now that it is, because if you go buy a bunch of,
explosives,
it's not even explosives. It's something you put in. You could buy it because farmers buy it too,
Mhm.
for their crops. But Timothy
Uranium
McVeigh,
or something?
no, Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah,
Maddie, what am I
Timothy.
thinking of? What's the shit that they bought in the
They're little nails and stuff.
No, that's not what explodes.
I know what
you
you're
put that
talking
in
about
to make
that
it.
makes it explode.
Yeah, you just buy.
It's like a kitchen appliance or something. If
Anyway, this is a big deal.
if you are searching on YouTube or Google how to build a bomb, I think you should automatically be investigated and arrested.
Yeah, I mean, they can do that. You know, but they probably have different computers with different things that are tied to different stuff.
Are
It's hard to
someone
trace
monitoring
back. Yeah.
what you're watching on social media?
Sure, China's watching us every day.
Who is?
China.
No, like who in
Well,
China?
on TikTok and whatnot, you know what I mean? Like,
You
everybody's
think there's
watching
a
you.
specific
Like,
person?
do I really care about that right now? Like, the people are really
like
watching
who's
me.
assigned
I'm
to
not-
you?
Ammonium nitrate. Fertilizer. Exactly.
Fertilizer.
Ammonium nitrate. Thank you, Maddie. Jesus.
Jesus.
They buy a bunch of fertilizer, but you could do that. Just like when all these hillbillies started buying Sudafed at the pharmacies, they started locking the Sudafed up because you could mix that in with
They were
goddamn
chopping
meth,
it up.
baby.
They were chopping
They
it
could
up.
chop it up and mix it in with meth and create crystal meth with all the Sudafed. So they cracked down on that. But if you buy a bunch of fertilizer, you could be a farmer in Oklahoma and you spread fertilizer out to help grow your grass. But you could also use that into a bomb. And he did that in 1995. Timothy McVeigh. And the big reason why I did it is because of what the government did to Waco, Texas. In Waco, Texas, to your boy David Koresh, who would have got you.
Not my boy.
He would have got you. I'm going to do the burden to sleep with your wife and daughter. Okay.
They ever interviewed any of his family or his parents or anybody?
Yeah, you could look up. There's all kinds of cool stuff.
What are they thinking?
What are any?
Oh, you have your red, white, and blue cup today.
How about
man.
that kid, that weirdo kid that killed those 4 students in Utah? That psycho Kohlberger. He's just admitted to it. Got a plea deal. Remember, he went to Utah, drove all the way across the country, and stabbed them. And the kids were living upstairs.
No,
like
they
I
weren't
heard.
kids. They were college girls.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. College girls, not children.
Yeah.
But I look at them as kids. My bad. They're 18, 19, 20 years old. They're all sleeping.
Yeah. And then he drove across the country.
Yeah, he stabbed them like a psycho.
So
like
he
Jason.
pled guilty?
Yeah.
Oh, so
But he
he's
doesn't want to get the
admitted
death
to
penalty.
doing it.
Doesn't want to get the death penalty.
So what does that mean?
Kill that son of a
He's
bitch
still gonna
anyway.
do.
Oh, he's got 200 years.
Damn.
Unlike
Diddy.
Diddy's coming home for you, Andy.
Okay, so hold on. Diddy was found.
Diddy's coming home, baby.
Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts.
Yeah, I don't know what's
they're
going to happen.
both punishable by 20 years in prison.
No parole.
10 years each, I should say.
Yeah, he
which
might
could
still-
equal 20.
He's
But
powerful, though.
the federal guidelines, I'll be curious to see what the prosecution comes in with,
powerful.
what the defense comes in with. The defense, I think, is asking for like less than 2 years
Yeah.
in terms of,
Diddy's coming home.
and the judge gets to decide.
I was wrong.
He gets to decide what the actual sentencing is going to be. I've heard anything from he's going to walk.
Yeah.
The fact that the judge isn't granting him bail and he's still staying in jail tells me he's going to get some sentence. Now, is it going to be 2 years, 5 years, 7
He's
years,
coming
8
home.
years?
He'll be able to come home.
Well, within the next 10 years, he will.
Yeah, I'd say 5. I'd say he's going to get out.
Do you
Now
think?
I'm like
Do
completely
you think
opposite
he'll get
effect.
killed in prison?
No, I think he's too powerful.
Who's going to get the first interview with him?
Us.
God damn it! I need to get him on.
Hey,
here.
Buttfuck. What's up, baby?
Well, he's going to be fucking after some people, boy, when he comes out.
God.
I've already heard of some people,
you're just-
former
yeah.
security guards of
Yeah.
his and whatever. They're fleeing the country, dude. Because now
A
that
lot
he's
of
going to
people
get out,
did a lot
he's
of weird
like, I
things.
got to get away from. He's going to come fucking.
He's gonna
His
get
people
me.
are going to get me.
I didn't stick up for him. I thought he was gone forever. And now he's going to get out, and he's coming for me. And all his warlords, they're coming for
Be
me.
throwing a party. When's his next party?
Who's getting, yeah.
You think he's
Who's
still
getting got?
Is he still rich?
Yeah,
He is.
he's that powerful. You know. Can
what
I give
a-
a shout out real quick?
Can I ask you another
Can
one?
I tell 2 stories?
Well, I want to
Because
get
your stories aren't
yeah,
that
but
good.
I have one more
Can I-
legal question.
Okay, one more, and then can I tell
Okay,
a couple
one
stories
more
real
legal
quick
question because
for the people?
the
Because I'm a good storyteller, unlike who.
the teacher from Downers Grove High School, who apparently now had intercourse with the student for at least 50 times.
The good-looking
45 of those times were on campus at the school.
The good-looking
Remember when she got arrested and she was like, "Me? You want to talk to me?"
when she
The husband's
with her
in the car, and she's like, "What? Where are we going? Like, what is going on?"
cuckold.
She's like, "Okay." And then she's in the car and she starts crying and she's like, I just don't.
Yep.
What is going on? Somebody tell me. Well, he's standing by her.
Cuck.
He's walking with her
I saw that.
into court, and a lot of the evidence that has been presented in court, and I've been following this pretty closely, Cam. A lot of the evidence that is in the court right now is I got another one for you too. But anyway,
Hey, let's go. Speed it
a
up.
lot of the evidence that is in the court right now is also suggesting that she told the student, "Hey, I'm going to leave my husband for you, and I'm going to take all his family's money."
Oh,
Also, and he's still standing by.
That's called a cuckold.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
my last legal
so
thing for
odd.
you.
You're a pussy.
So what do you make out of him? Should he just walk
Oh
right now?
my God. She should be. I mean, that's the most ridiculous, horrific
What if
thing
he
ever.
knows a
For
separate
you,
side of the story?
He's probably playing a game right now. Like, how do you not know that's going down? Seriously. How do you not know? Honey, what are you doing again? We have dinner tonight. No, I'm hanging out with a student. He needs work on. Which student is it? Oh, it's him.
Mhm.
Didn't you do that last week? And then the week before that? And then the week God, he really needs help, doesn't he? How the fuck do you not know that? So that's a weird sign anyway. But do I think that he's savvy enough right now after going through that to think that he's going to come out and defend her to get a better deal on something? No, I think he's a cuckold.
So how much time is she going to get?
A lot.
20 years, 40 years?
I would say, yeah, I don't know. What do the other girls get, man? This happens all the time. You see a list of the pictures of the women that are banging these like 14-year-old kids.
She's
They're all hot as
very
shit.
attractive. You think she'll stay attractive in
think
prison?
That's like a dream. I mean, when you're that age, like, you dream
Of having a 28-year-old teacher to begin with. All my teachers when I was in high school were old,
ugly
dude,
and dudes,
old
and maybe a couple, and that
yeah.
even the ones that are okay, I loved. I dreamt about that. Even with their okay, that's how you are when you're that age. I mean, Andy didn't
you
go
were dreaming about
yes,
your
and they weren't even
teachers?
that hot. You didn't go through puberty till a long time. You're probably still going through it. I did at a very early age. So when I'm looking at my teachers, if they even look normal, I'd be like, God
Dude,
damn, I want you.
I'm not just saying this. I didn't have many that looked
I didn't
normal,
either, dude. Don't get me wrong. There
mean-
was a couple I was obsessed with.
A lot of them had like arm stuff hanging out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
And they were
no, I-
dudes.
I
And a lot
know.
of them were
I'm
dudes.
I'm just
you
saying.
know?
I'm not.
You weren't
I'm
thinking
not
that.
saying
You
anything
weren't thinking
against
that
the
way.
arm.
You weren't thinking that way anyway. It's all good.
I wasn't sending them pictures
weren't-
like Brett Favre was. So I turned on the Brett Favre. There's two mistakes I made.
It drove me nuts.
I yelled for Ivy to come watch.
Why would you
To
do
come
that?
watch Shoresy with me, and then I was like,
No, you
okay,
can't
this
do
is
that
like
either.
not a show for you. Like,
No shit, it's
stupid
not.
ass show. Trying to watch that
Dude, we're
again.
you got chirped for that a little
couple
bit, but I don't
times.
care. No, I'm sticking up for you. If you don't like, you don't like it.
Why are
baby.
they trying so hard?
If you don't like, you don't
I
like
didn't
it. I
think-
don't mind that.
I gotta watch
I'm not chirping you.
another episode or two, and maybe
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna like it.
That's what they
people
said.
are telling me give it more time. So you know what? I'm gonna take
Give
the
it-
advice of the people.
there it
I'm
is.
gonna watch it again.
That's all you got.
I got a long flight coming up. I'm gonna download a couple episodes.
Andy's going out of town 15 days in a row.
If
Yoink.
you really like the Canadian hockey like
Excuse me?
locker room humor, like if you think it's like really funny to like their lines,
I lived through
their
it.
lines are way too long, dude. Dude, no one talks like that. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a show. Okay.
Yeah, but like
It's not supposed to
it's
be
like
realistic.
whatever, double duck, back, you fucking bottle handbag. What'd you do last night? You fucking blah blah blah, and it doesn't
It's
stop.
exaggerated.
You know? Yeah.
Do you think the people from Friends lived in a $35 million
Shut the fuck
apartment?
out, Sharzy. Don't you fucking.
You know, get
So-
the fucked up there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just
but there's
it's a lot.
you have to take it in a different way.
Uh-huh.
I like Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah,
That's my fucking jam.
I did too.
They're exaggerating too.
Yeah, but they're not
They're hilarious in every way possible.
way
You know,
funnier.
in Bubbles, they think it's a Sam Squanch, and they beat up fucking Julian like, get him. You don't think that's exaggerated?
Dude,
that was
I
goddamn
know,
hilarious.
but that
Look, it's Julian.
you can't say that Shoresy is as fun as the Trailer Park.
I haven't
Boys.
got into Shoresy yet, so I don't know. I haven't got into
You ever
it
see
yet.
the show, The Tournament? You know, the dad who had a son who was playing hockey. They wouldn't let him play for the team that he wanted to play for.
No
He
idea.
lives right on the border. He had to play for his town's
No,
team.
I haven't seen
so he
that.
built an extension on his house so he could play for his kid could
Okay.
play for the other
I
team.
didn't get into that.
No, that's great. There's a lot of great shows that
Can
are out
I-
there. So one more legal thing.
Because you
for
know where I'm going.
I know.
I need to talk about something important.
Okay, well, we'll get there.
Hardcore.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll get there.
There's
Wait.
two things that happened.
Let's save that for the B block, okay?
Keep talking.
Dude,
Tighten it
the
up.
South Carolina lawyer. You know, I got into that whole story. The sheriff was named Andy Strickland, I think. Remember? But the lawyer, he had all the rich
Shit kicker.
he had all the rich kids. He killed his wife and son.
Oh, the fucking hillbilly boy down
Yeah,
yonder?
But the rich lawyer.
Yeah, the redheaded son, the
And
Murdoch or something like that.
Murdoch.
He
And
killed
so-
everybody.
No, so he said he didn't do it, right?
Sure.
In the barn or
And
whatever.
his,
and all the rich kids had
yeah.
boats and guns
and they killed people
four-wheelers
on their
and-
boats.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah,
a lot
this
of
is a
credit.
long old
So,
stories or
anyway,
something that
have
you
you
want.
heard the story about how
What?
the lady who read the verdict in the courtroom, who said counts 1 and 2 guilty.
Guilty.
All right, and then she did like a Netflix special. She was a big star of the Netflix special. She wrote a book about the Murdoch trial.
Well, it's a big deal.
So now she's being investigated and charged because she took pictures from the trial that were sealed, and she took them and she shared them with people, and I guess they got out and whatever. And she did some other crazy shit. And
So he's getting out?
so I don't know if he's getting out. First off, he won't get out
Let me
because of
look
all the
at him.
civil trial,
Oh.
and he's going to be in prison.
What's
because
his
it's-
fucking name, dude?
But
Murdoch.
But they're going to appeal this trial and this case, and this may help their defense. I don't know if he's going to win the case, but what she's done may have fucked up the prosecution's ability to if they
that
retry
could
this
be-
case.
That's interesting. The Murdoch mysteries. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you hearing about that?
And
And she's like, he called like the prosecuting attorney at the press conference after the sentencing. You know, they had the press conference outside the courthouse, and the lead prosecutor was crediting her, and he called her Betty Boo.
Betty Boo.
He was like, Betty Boo.
So
she was unbelievable.
What did he do
too.
exactly though? Was he killed his wife and then
He
the
pushed his own
nanny-
mom off the fucking
nanny
steps
had-
or
was
the nanny. Yeah.
addicted to painkillers, spent
Yes.
embezzled money, I think.
Did a lot of crazy
Okay.
shit. But,
Redheaded
got
motherfucker.
away with everything in their
Then-
small town.
And then
you know?
his son was driving that boat, killed people on the boat.
going
They-
way too fast.
Yep.
Did somebody
Which is-
die on the boat?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway,
So anyway, so Betty
Jesus.
Boo done
Betty Boo?
fucked up.
she done fucked up. That screwed up a lot of things, man. You know, just like with the OJ trial and shit like that. Put that glove on. You know, he's gonna be like, I can't fit
Do you
it.
think that's what won the case for OJ?
It was a big part of it.
Really?
Well, the cops that were on the scene that had bad history, that they thought maybe, you know, tampered with evidence on the scene. That was a big part of it. There were racist cops, you know what I mean?
What do you think of that basketball player that was gambling on games?
I saw that too. I don't know yet with that.
You see the replays, the
Well,
highlights?
Rod-
He's like, I'm playing defense. No, I'm not.
Yes.
It's like the end of
Yeah,
the
but
game.
you can
He
show
had-
that with anybody.
I know, but
How
he...
about Porter Jr.?
I know.
Did he get dinged for a while?
His brother did.
Yeah, not the big one, the other kid.
Javante.
Javante. Okay.
Or Ajante, or
Well,
I forgot which is. what
We
his
had a
brother's name
weird
is.
thing go down in our subdivision, man. That actually the news picked up too, and now PETA's involved, which is a big deal.
Not PITA,
PETA!
PETA.
PETA.
Yeah, great people.
They're hardcore.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just
So anyway, there's a
wonderful
bison farm
people.
out by my house. The bison got out.
Oh, where I go and watch and drive through the
Can
bison?
I tell the story?
That farm?
Yes, which you're on your phone the whole
Wow.
time. Anywhere I take Andy's on his phone, so you didn't see shit. But I took Andy on a side by side and showed him this little bison farm right across the street near St. Albans, out by our golf resort that's out there. 2 golf courses, and these bison got out and they started running on the golf course, and they're all in like mating season. And there's 2 male.
They're
and a
running on the
female.
golf course?
Yes, while there's people golfing.
Which course?
Lewis and Clark,
Like the
and
main
Tavern.
one?
They're both the main ones. They're both top 10 in Missouri, baby.
So which one's like the one that I would have played?
Tavern, probably, or Lewis and Clark. What's just?
I
doesn't
think
matter.
I've probably
Don't
I've probably
screw-
played them.
Why do you slow down?
I think I played them.
Andy
both,
slows
probably.
everything down like
Okay.
molasses.
Okay, go ahead.
Unless he's not used to other people talking. So anyway, these bison get escape. They're all over our neighborhood. There's kids outside. People are like warning, "Don't go near them. They'll fucking kill
Did you see it?
Yes, they're running. We're all having beers, and my neighbor's putting a fucking pool in. We're all sitting there drinking. All the neighbors are together. These bison are fucking running around. We're like, we got to get away. And so the trainer's trying to get him and guide him back, and they're guiding him back. They finally get him through hours and hours. The bison are getting pissed. They're
How
getting
many?
3 of them, monsters. They're all 1,500 pounds. They're a monster with hooves, and so they're getting their feet are dying right now because they're walking on asphalt, and it's
And
really
it's
hurt.
hot.
And so
they
it's-
can feel that.
Oh my god,
they don't
yeah,
have
dude.
shoes on,
What?
like horseshoe type thing.
No. So anyway, they're really maybe they do.
I would imagine.
I don't know. I'm not going to
that
act
the
smart on that
bottom
one.
of their feet.
That was a big
have
reason.
A material that does not.
It melted or it's burning. Eventually, even a horse, I
Are
would
they
say,
kicking their feet up?
they're like this. Like, I'm pissed.
Oh, they're
And
pissed.
so
yeah.
they're trying to guide him. So finally, Andy, this is late like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We're all in my backyard. They're right by us. They're going down the main street. There's people golfing. There's children. There's people on side-by-sides cruising around. It's almost 4th of July. They're almost out of our subdivision, and some kid in a golf cart turns the wrong way and fucking scares them, and they start scattering again.
Did he do it on purpose?
I don't know. Don't think so. I think he's just a kid.
So nobody tried to shoot them or anything like that?
Hold on. So these bison freak out. They gore the owner like this.
The owner of who?
The owner of the bison and the farm. This poor old lady who I see fucking working on her farm
my
every.
God.
It gores her like this, like
Her leg.
16-inch scar, and she's bleeding out like They call the ambulance. We have our own little fire truck
Where
system.
is she? Is
Right
she
by
in
our
your
hou-
neighborhood or is she
Yes,
on the farm?
Right in their neighborhood. She
So
gets
she's
gored.
chasing them around.
She's trying to, and then they start freaking out because the kid made a left, and they went up right to the owner. The owner's like trying to get in front of it, and it goes like this, kablap, and cuts her so bad that they had to fucking bring in all these people to fucking tourniquet, bam, bam, bam.
And they didn't step on her or anything, trample her? Nothing
Almost
like that?
did, almost killed her. So they're running around now. All of a sudden, police show up, and we hear, bop, 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 bop. They fucking killed all 3 of them right in front of everybody, the whole neighborhood.
Do you think that was the right move?
Did they have tranquilizers? I don't know. Most killed the fucking owner. Like, these things would kill you, and they'll bang over your door. They'll fucking
Dude,
you hit them with your car, and you're fucking
I've
dead.
driven through.
Andy's gonna be like this driving.
So listen, I've driven through the.
They killed it on shoot, and then they had a
I've
skid
dri-
loader come up
There's
and take them
a
out.
place in town you can drive through, and you see all these bison. They're like wild bison. They're just roaming around, free roaming bison. They're all around, and
Free? Wait.
they're
No,
free-
there's not.
yeah.
Free roaming bison in
Well,
Missouri? No, they're not.
It's on hundreds of acres. It's
No, that's not free roaming.
Yeah.
There's no free roaming
You know the park
bison.
I'm talking about?
Yes, on Highway 44.
I'm forgetting the name of it.
Yeah, what's that park on Highway 44 there, Maddie? You know,
Lone Elk Park. Lone Elk.
Park.
Yeah, so
Wolves escape on
I've
that.
driven through Lone Elk with my kids. We used to go
That's
there
not
during
free
COVID
roaming,
several
no.
times. So during COVID, we do that, just looking for something just to connect with nature
Yeah.
and do different things that you can connect with nature. And
Quit
meditate.
stealing the story.
Okay, so they will charge your car.
Yeah, man. People die all the time at Yellowstone. These
So they
dumbass
slow
tourists.
down, and I'm like, dude, and I don't
They're
let it
scary.
get too close, but they are scary. Bison, if you were to have a Royal Rumble with animals, the Bisons would probably make it the semifinals at
No,
least.
not even close. But
You
it's all
don't-
good.
Who's taking on the Bison?
Just because bison can kill a human easily doesn't mean it can kill apex predator easily too.
I don't want to ask a dumb question, but people out there are thinking this.
What?
A bison is a buffalo, but is a buffalo and a bison the same thing?
Yeah, I think you just call bison. That's a good question.
No, I think bison's different than buffalo.
Probably a little bit different.
know
like
when
a
I was in
mammoth
Alaska-
a mammoth and an elephant or whatever.
When I was in Alaska, they were offering up bison jerky to a lot of different
Well, that's
people.
what our neighbor said. Like, we get that fucking that bison meat.
Bison meat.
So they shot him in the head, and people
Which
are
neighbor, the old lady or
no, the police. And so
the
the
cougar or Wes?
we didn't touch it. But we're drinking beer and we just heard gunshots, and all of a sudden the blood started running down the fucking. It's crazy.
What blood?
From them?
Was
Keep
running-
up with the story. It's
was
like talking to a
was-
goddamn
was
child.
running down-
Maddie, get in here.
Was running down
Maddie.
where?
Get in here.
Hey,
He's a child.
where was the blood running down the
Dude,
street?
Yeah,
Dude.
I know. It's hardcore. It was all over the news. Why don't you open your
Can
eyes
I
up?
see a news story on it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind to
Motherfucker. You wanna
watch
bet?
this.
You want to bet on it?
No, I believe you 100% because you called me and told me all about it.
Christ.
But
So anyway,
they didn't hurt any of the golfers, huh?
No, but they could have.
I wonder what they gore her with. Her
Their
big-ass
fucking
horns?
tusks. Yeah, or their fucking horns. Or
Because I think they cut them off too. A lot of the bison on the farm that I've seen have cut off.
you don't know anything.
So does she survive?
Yeah.
How's she doing?
Don't know. Probably devastated.
Let's talk to her.
You
She
know, that
lost
poor
3
woman-
bison. That's a lot of money for her.
That poor woman, like, she fucking works her. Dude, I drive by this woman. She's got a farm right by
Do you know
our
what she looks like
neighborhood.
and everything?
Yeah, she works her ass off in the wintertime. I drive by and wave like hi. Every time I go to the gas station, I'm calling you. I'm driving by her farm, the bison farm, and they got out and now they're dead.
Okay, so
Sucks.
I'd like to get her take. I wonder if she's quoted and if she is upset that the police shot her bison.
PETA's not happy with that.
What's PETA saying?
PETA?
I haven't talked to them. In a
Don't
little
know.
bit.
They're your people. You should call them up.
I'd like to get in touch with them.
You know,
and
they
see
do a
what
lot of
they're
good stuff,
thinking.
but I think they freak
They're
out.
the
on
ones
stuff,
that
too.
like spray paint paint your fur coat if you're
Those
like,
are the
in
protesters,
France
though.
at like
That's
the fashion show.
climate change protesters, animal rights
They put
protesters.
paint on like
At like a steakhouse.
no, they put like paint on like historic like
The
paintings.
Mona Lisa. You nutbags. Psycho.
If you
They
could
got
go
nothing going
anywhere
on.
right now for a reasonable cost, reasonable travel, where's a great vacation to go to? We're trying to plan
What
a
do you?
year out.
I thought you were going to San Diego coming
no,
up here.
like I'm talking about next year, like with my brother-in-law's
What do you
family.
want? What do you want?
I kind of want the Northern
You want?
Lights.
Do you want? Okay, well then go to Iceland.
Is it all year round?
I don't know. You have to do
I
research
think
on
there's
that.
best times to
It's
go.
expensive. It's going to be an expensive trip. Like,
That's
what do you want?
expensive?
Do you want history? Because
Mm.
I would want that more than anything right now. I want maybe the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, do you want to come with us?
No,
Oh,
I'm not going on vacation with you.
where's Malfi?
It's down like in Italy and
Oh, you
all
want to do
that
that?
stuff. Yeah, and then the islands down there.
I'm not looking just to go. I mean, Italy would be great, but like
Spain,
it's a little
Italy,
too much
Mediterranean.
exploring.
Oh, it's
I'm not
beautiful.
into like museums every day and stuff
It's
like
not
that.
about
My
museums.
kids wouldn't like that.
I want to
either.
walk around and have wine, looking over a fucking cliff, looking
Yeah.
over a coast,
and
seeing
getting in the water.
you know,
Yeah.
and then there's little beaches where you can get in the water, and then I'll go to Spain, and then we take a ferry to this, and we do that. Like, I'd do that. You know what I mean? Another thing, a horrific thing happened, by the way, in Texas. Fucking floods, man.
Dude.
My,
you
know why?
You ever been in a flood?
you fucking A, right.
Where
I've been in
were-
flood. We have floods here. This is the number one
Not
cause
like
of
that.
death. Yes, we have.
No, the number one cause of
Eureka's
death.
gotten flooded like
What's-
you can't believe,
what
man.
natural disaster is the number one cause of death? Because I
Flooding.
just looked this up.
It's probably flooding.
You're wrong.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, what is it?
I'll give you another guess.
Tornado? Ain't that.
No,
It's not a hurricane
Well,
either.
it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
flooding.
It's hurricane.
Hurricane, it's flooding.
Hurricanes. Look it up. I mean,
It's flooding kills more people
why
than
wouldn't
anything
you take my
consistently.
word for it? It's hurricanes are the number one cause of death for natural disasters.
In the United States,
Probably the world.
I don't care about the world. It's the United States. I bet you it's flooding.
Well, we don't see too many floods like the one we're seeing right now in Texas, but I have seen it before in Arizona. And the reason why, and they had crazy amount of, and I wasn't going to school there. This is when I was a kid. But I was there on vacation actually. I had family there, and the whole town just got flooded. But the reason being, Cam, they had so much rain, and they don't have a sewer system in the valley. There's no sewers
It happens all the time.
because they don't get enough rain.
this-
So err towards the side of caution.
Well, this flood was real, and it was scary, and there's still a bunch of children
So if
missing.
you ever said something crazy and somebody
No.
posted it, you should just be like, "That was AI.
No, because you could really tell the
It wasn't me."
difference.
Can you
Yeah.
tell?
Yeah.
What about when
For
you
sure.
have like
Eventually, you're not going to be able to tell, but...
those like little like babies like talking
I saw
with like gold chains and shit
yeah,
and
like Theo Vaughn.
mustaches? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Theo Vaughn.
That's AI, man. AI takes a lot of power out.
Do you think
uh,
Theo Vaughn's funny?
Yes.
Like hilarious?
Yep. 100%.
Do you think he's?
I think he's brilliant and smart.
one of the
Brilliant man. One of the smarter guys, and he just acts fucking goofy. He's a
Do you think
smart
he just
fucking
acts
man.
dumb?
He's not dumb.
No, I know,
He'd
but-
own your soul.
I know, but
if
do you think
fucking
he
talked to
acts
you.
like tries to act like it? Like
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
his,
just his
a lot of
personality.
his comedy and like
We
stuff
all do.
is like stuff I would say like in high
We're
school and
goo-
stuff like that.
We're goofy.
like that.
Yeah, we're all goofy.
Like I knew a girl, man. She was like, man, she
She
used
had
to
Down syndrome.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
yeah.
But like, he's just.
It almost got me.
But he's not. Those aren't real stories, dude. He's just.
No, he exaggerates.
Yeah.
He's
just being
a
funny.
storyteller.
He's being
Yeah,
trying to
and
be
you
funny.
should know that.
Mhm,
A kangaroo kicked me in fucking Texas one time. No, it didn't.
mhm.
But the story made you laugh.
Yeah.
And so don't take him. But some of it is probably true. You know, some of it had something to do with him growing up being a hillbilly next to a bunch of fucking African Americans. He grew up in a black fucking hillbilly riddled area.
So did I.
And so, no, you did not.
Yes,
You grew
I
up in Parkway North. Why stop saying that?
Dude,
you
Parkway
are
North
out
is
of your mind. You grew
like
up in
that.
Creve Coeur.
Okay, you don't know.
You're out of
you
your
don't know.
mind.
But the
Trying
neighborhood,
too
the
hard.
neighborhood wasn't hardcore. I didn't say that. The school was.
No one.
Yes, it was.
No one. No one.
You don't
There was
know.
drugs in every school,
But you
there
know
was
everything
stuff.
about Theo Vaughn's upbringing. You just believe everything
No.
he says too. Okay.
No, I don't believe everything he says, but he grew up in
You don't
fucking
know.
southern Alabama or Mississippi, fucking in a shitholeville,
You don't know.
you know?
Could have been wealthy for.
And
all
his
you know.
dad was 75 years old when he had him.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
No. Fuck you. What's wrong with you? What'd you do over the weekend?
No, a lot of
Did you
things.
do things? Let me look at you.
A lot of things.
Open your eyes.
Fine, dude.
Is he still alive? Theo's my age.
How old's Theo?
He's our
Is he
age.
30?
He's 45 probably. His dad's still alive. He had him when he was 75 years old. Fucking hillbilly.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that possible? Humanly possible?
Al Pacino just fucked this fucking 23-year-old and
He's
got her
not
pregnant.
75.
He's
is he?
85.
Is he?
Yeah.
And he's having a baby? You
Yeah.
think that's a good thing? I don't know.
Isn't that funny, Maddie? Did you see that motherfucker? He's smashing a 23-year-old, just got her pregnant.
I don't think you should be 80, 75,
Banging
85.
and no, your
and
kid's not going to know you.
Having kids.
He just wants to spread his seed and see what happens. But you have so much money at that point, just spread your seed.
What are you looking
I
at
saw the UFC. I think Trump's going to have a UFC event at the White House.
now? Security-wise, how you going to handle
Don't
that?
know.
How's
Don't know.
everyone going to get in and out?
Don't know. Just all superstar
I mean,
celebrities.
he's talking about
It'll
how
just be
many
all
acres they
celebrities.
have on the property and whatever.
It'll just be all celebrities. And then Connor's going to fight.
Have they ever
John
had
Jones
a
will
big
fight, I'm
event
sure.
like that on the grounds of the White House?
It's a good question.
Concert.
Yeah, I bet you they have. For sure. I bet you over the years, they've probably done something.
You think it's a good idea?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Goddamn right. Why not? And then, 20 years from now, you look back, you're going to criticize Trump for a ton of things, just like you are with Biden, Obama, Georgie Bush, Clinton, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna be like, he was a huge UFC fan. He had a show at the White House, whatever. I'll watch that like you can't believe, and hopefully Connor fights and
Yeah,
fucking the
but
big
is it
boys.
going to feel like you're at the White House? I mean, it's not like.
No, you're not going into the White House.
No.
But you're gonna be there.
I just
and,
wonder
like,
how he's talking about 25,000 people going, like setting up a venue like that where it's 25,000 people. I
Well,
just
you
don't
do
know
it
how
for
everyone's
every
going to
time
get
you
in
get
and out.
you get elected. You have a huge ceremony right down the road. You know
It's
what I mean?
kind of
So-
like where you have the.
Well, they'll just have to have a ton of
No,
security.
the
It'll cost out the wazoo.
you know when you
I don't mind
get what's the word I'm looking for, man? I'm forgetting. We're not used to doing these on a Sunday either.
Andy's got vacations to go on, so I come in on a Sunday for him.
Well, you get the whole week
And
off.
twice on 4th of July. I'm the easiest work partner ever. It's
Well,
unbelievable.
it wasn't planned that way. It's just
all
the way
good.
it worked out.
It's all good.
And sometimes you got to schedule around everybody else's availability. That's what I did.
Yeah, yours.
No, it wasn't my availability. It
All
was
good.
when they're available.
It's all good.
You try to get people to come on throughout the week, and if they say, "Hey, Friday,"
It's weird how
'cause
they
Canadians,
both said Friday.
Well, one of them's in Canada. They're not celebrating 4th of July. It's not a holiday there.
Yeah.
For 4th of July.
So,
And Reaver, I just assumed he was in Canada
yeah.
until he
No, he's
told
in
me he was going
Vegas,
to be on the
baby.
West Coast.
And I heard that he's supposed to fight Jake Paul, and then I looked into it, and it didn't say, so I tried to text him.
Cam, you believe everything.
No, I
You
looked
think
into it, and I
Logan
said
Paul
no.
would do that with Jake Paul?
Jake Paul at the White House next year? Sure.
Oh, it said it's going to be at the White
no,
House.
I'm figuring that he wants to fight in that card too.
Mhm.
I don't know how Dana White would set that up with Jake Paul.
I don't know if he would
Probably
set that up with
he
Ryan
would.
Reaves, right?
Yeah, that's but some of these other boxers, I don't know. I
Like,
don't know.
Like Ryan Reaves, I'd like to see him fight in the ring.
Reaver, I love you.
But I don't know if that's who
He'd get his ass kicked.
if that's the fight he'd be looking for.
He'd get his ass. Yeah, exactly my point.
You know what I mean?
But that's what popped up today, and I saw it, and I'm like, no way. And I looked at it like, that's not confirmed. So
well, that's what I mean, Kim. I mean, you just got to really
I
know
didn't
what
say it
you're
was.
watching.
Did
'cause,
I tweet something out?
a lot of things.
Because I know I
No,
look at
you
I look at
said-
Andy's Twitter at times, and I have to stick up for you because you're wrong a lot. At least I don't do that.
You
I didn't
said-
tweet anything out. I didn't say anything. I just said I saw it, and then I looked it up, and it
you
wasn't
sent
confirmed.
it to me, like
Like, did
thinking you thought it was real.
Did I send it to Twitter?
No,
Then who cares?
it's okay. I'm not saying you originated the report.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, was this the thing that he was cryptic about? Because Reaver was cryptic.
He was
about
the other day. He was trying
Yeah.
to say we should wait a couple days
Yeah, but
to
we
do
did
the interview. He texted me like, I texted him an hour before we were going to go on, and I said, "Hey, I'll send you the link." He's like,
Yeah.
"All good." And then a half hour beforehand,
Yeah.
and I sent Cam a text. I'm like, "I think you're good to drive out."
Drive all the way out on the 4th of July.
So
for
then a
second
half
time.
hour, he's like, "You guys might want to wait. We got some big news coming out."
Yeah. I'm like, no.
And like, we're good.
We're
And-
good.
And like, what's the
We'll-
news about you? Are you being traded somewhere? We're good. We'll find out
We'll
then.
find, yeah.
We don't need to wait for the
I can't
interview.
wait for it. We haven't talked to you in a while. And the last time we did, you were half asleep. And it was like 5 years ago.
But his phone didn't work.
His phone didn't work, and he was like laying on it.
Mhm.
But this time he had some great
But
stories.
even
man.
if he gets traded today, tomorrow, then it's
It's
it is
okay.
what it is.
We'll deal with
that
it.
wasn't the
We'll
purpose
talk about
of
it
us
next
trying
week.
to have him
You
on.
know, we'll talk about it next week.
You know,
So we had Reaver on. He was great. Told a bunch of stories, man. A lot of shit going on. Had some funny shit to talk about.
hmm
But then this popped up, and I'm like, is that what he said? There's a big news coming up, and then we didn't get into it. And so I thought it was that. Then you look into it, it's not, and it doesn't make any sense. So, but that's where the money's at. Jake Paul had a feud with Pierce Morgan. Man, they went toe to toe. I think Jake Paul's going to try to sue him because Pierce calling him out like, you don't fight anybody. It's actually he actually was on Pierce's show, who I love. I like Pierce. Do I agree with everything? No, but he's interesting as shit. And so Jake Paul was on there pumping up the fight, and Pierce was his last fight with the boxer, and I think he won. And then Pierce chirped the shit out of him, and he fucking said, "Fuck you," and left the interview, mid-interview. Left.
Oh, with Pierce?
Yeah. Pretty funny. Pierce will get you. He'll fucking get you. He's a smart guy, man. I saw him on Apprentice.
Is he
back
only in the UK now?
No, he's on YouTube. He's got a YouTube show.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's great.
But it's out of the UK.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he's got guys everywhere. He's on Fox News all the time. He comes in New York. I like him, man. Does he say some stupid things? Yeah, sure.
Did he have a reality show here in the States?
He had. He was on The Apprentice with Donald Trump back in the day with all these Aramosa and all these people, and he shit kicked everybody. He made everybody look foolish.
I remember
he
that.
He raised all this money. He, as a businessman, knew how to do this, knew how that. He kicked everybody's ass and won.
Amorosa.
She thought she was so smart, and fucking he ran her show so bad. It was great. That The Apprentice was really interesting. Like it's I think you would be good at that. I think you would see. I could do this.
You could do what?
Give compliments.
Oh.
I think Andy would be pretty dang good on The Apprentice.
You think I would
be? If Donald J. Trump wants to go, I think you'd be pretty. Because
when
you have people you can call to raise money. I was thinking the whole time how they raise money in New York. I'm like, here's who I'd call. And so like, there's people you got to raise money.
Well,
for.
when you put your mind to something, you can do something.
I think you'd be pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Give me a compliment.
Give you one?
Yeah.
God, I think you're always on time, dude. Always.
That's a damn good compliment. I'll take that.
You're always on time. And I'm
on time. I'm before time.
You're early. I'm on time. You're early.
Maddie.
That's the difference, dude.
I was on the phone. The agent called.
The agent.
But anyway, I think you'd be pretty good at The Apprentice.
Like doing what?
Raising. It's all about like
fundraising.
So you get put in different situations. You got to watch it. It's really interesting.
The Apprentice. I watched every episode.
Don't you know what it's about?
Yeah, but
then why are you asking?
I said, what would I be good at?
Just being put in a situation
like Gary Busey
or he's fucked. Gary Busey.
Little John. I liked Little John on there.
He was actually pretty. The country star, big boy. I forgot his name. Trace Atkins.
Yeah.
Big old Trace went toe to toe, I think, with Pierce, who was fantastic too. It's always the guy that's not the loud one, but the guy that kind of calms, that knows how to relate with people, keep everybody organized, make sure everybody's doing their job, knows people, a little bit of everything. Can't get too fucking bonkers. Can't act like you're too cool. Louis Ferrigno, remember Hulk? He looked like a. See, that's why I like that show.
He was okay on there.
He looked like a fool. He looked like a fucking fool.
I don't remember the exact
There's a bunch
episodes.
of guys that look like fools because they think they're too cool. And then you get put in a situation where everybody's the same. Just be a good leader.
Was Dennis Rodman on there?
Yeah, he's a moron. Yeah.
I think his daughter, who he has no relationship with.
He doesn't even know he has.
No, he knows he has one. Her name's Trinity. She's a badass soccer player, dude.
Yeah, I heard
U.S. Olympian. Like really good, man. Plays for Washington, I think.
Washington.
But I think she's dating that Shelton, that 22-year-old tennis player from the Wimbledon. That would be a bucket list for me to go see Wimbledon at center court.
Fuck that.
Why?
It's just not interesting to me.
I know a bunch of people who are there right now.
Oh yeah, like who? Your fans?
Want to know one? Alexander Barkov.
He's a big fan of yours. I know a bunch of people.
He's there.
You know that people are there. You don't know them.
My friend Doug Krogan from Anheuser-Busch is there.
Yeah.
God, I knew somebody else.
Tons of people. Tons of people. It's hot.
It's hot.
But
everyone has good sunglasses on and like sweaters tied around their
neck. You like that. I'm not into that. I don't know.
What free agent?
I wouldn't go see golf.
Oh God, I have been to golf tournaments.
I ain't going there either.
Dude, I chased.
I told you I wouldn't do that.
Golf tournaments, big ass golf tournaments. If you have tickets to like a sponsorship tent, are the greatest things ever, man. I love that. We were in a tent all 4 days of the weekend, and
yeah,
it was dude, because like you're all set up. You got all the food, all you can drink. It's air conditioned, and then there's like seats you can go right outside. I think we were on the 13th hole at Belle Reve, and it was just great, man. And everybody just kind of comes through. You avoid all the crowds. It was awesome. So that's the way to do it. If you're gonna go to a big time golf tournament, if you can have tent passes, then you're in a great spot.
10 passes.
I don't think we've done the show since free agency began.
Let me put some Clear Eyes in. Oh, God. Ugh. Bah. God. I cooked a seafood boil. And,
dude, well, you have to, it looks like you're crying.
yeah, well, I put Clear Eyes in.
I know. So, like,
So my eyes aren't
wipe
red.
your eyes like a little
Okay.
bit. There you
Sorry
go.
about
There
that.
you go. Like your nose, too. Like, yeah,
Okay.
everything- there you go.
God.
There you go.
You know, I made some damn good food, but I made these cowboy baked beans and they weren't that good.
Oh,
So
really?
I fucked that up, but they weren't expensive. But if you fuck up a seafood boil, that cost me $100.
That's not that much at all.
No, because I got at this cool. It's only for me and Kate. She barely
So
eats. She
you
eats like
didn't-
she eats like you do.
So you didn't put like you didn't
I
have
put
a ton of ingredients in it.
Lobster tail. Okay.
Like one lobster you buy?
No, 2 of them. Two
Okay.
little lobster tails. I put 4 fucking little things of snow crab, fat ass, tastes like lobster shrimp that are this god dang big.
Mhm.
Mussels, clams, carn, and white potatoes, and andouille sausage.
And so what's
Andouille sausage.
and what's the base?
Excuse me?
What's the base?
Base?
Like
Ace of base?
No.
What do you mean base?
Like the
It's a
the
simple-
liquid, the
well, you
broth.
put a. Well, you boil water, and
So
I
the
take these.
seafood-
I take the seafood seasoning, which is so hardcore. If you took that seafood seasoning and put it on something, it'd be too much. But you dump it in a big pan of water, and I fucking cut it up. Put some
So
onion.
it's a water
I put some
base.
lemon, because I'm boiling it. And then I put a little like seafood little boil mix in there
Uh-huh.
too, and then I make my butter sauce. Is that what you're asking? Or I'll
Oh.
fucking put in another pan, put some garlic in that mug,
Mhm.
thick chunks of garlic, tons of butter.
Mhm.
Then I'll put a little bit of oyster sauce, a little bit of chili sauce in there,
Mhm.
and then a bunch of seasoning, and wrap that like
Oyster sauce.
Yes, oyster, like fucking that thick molasses looking
Oh,
oyster
yeah.
sauce. Goddamn good. Then you mix that up with
How
a ton
did
of
it
butter.
come out?
Damn good. It was so good, and my stomach didn't get fucked up.
Really?
Yep. You're damn right. My
Um,
stomach didn't get fucked up. That's when you know you got goddamn good
Do you put it
seafood.
over rice?
No, I mean, you could.
Yeah.
That's not a bad question.
No.
You could.
I know.
I use rice with everything. I love rice and salmon.
I eat rice.
But seafood boils are easy, and you put it on a big plate, and I dump that shit, and
you know,
it's messy.
I eat rice probably 5 times a week.
You don't eat anything, Nanny. You need to calm down. I just hope Ty's eating. He's skating a lot.
Not
And he's
this
going
week.
on 15 goddamn road trips with
Not
that.
this
no,
week.
No, no, no.
Not this
and
week.
he's going on 15 road trips. You better be eating.
Yes, but not this week.
Daddy doesn't eat. You don't need to eat. He's doing so much more shit than you. He's active every single day. What'd Ryan Reaves say? Don't you want him to look like Ryan Reaves?
Ryan Reaves says he's in a bad mood if he doesn't eat protein.
Because he works out.
Is that your excuse today? Did you
Me?
have protein this morning?
Man, I'm in a weird spot. Okay. I ate so much. I drank so much.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday right now.
I
This is
know.
my chill day.
Sundays, I
Like, what do you want me to
I
do?
know.
Am I
know.
not bringing the
No,
heat for
it's
you?
Tough. It's
Is
tough.
everything okay?
No, I know. It's tough.
Am I not bringing the heat?
Some of those Sundays are different.
You
It's
worry
tough.
about Ty eating because I know he's going on 15 different road trips
Yeah.
coming up here.
I feel
And
like
he's going on 2 in a row. 2 road trips in a row.
I just feel like, well, one's a family vacation. Although Laurie's coming out to meet me in Vegas, so you'll know everything we did.
I'll know every second of every day, which I like to watch.
But you know what?
I love you guys. Why would I not look at that?
It's going to be a different type of Vegas trip. I've warned her. I was like, we're not going out.
She's going to want to go to places.
We're not going to places like
She's want
Ty's
those
got
expensive
games
drinks.
early in the mornings. So just pretend we're in like Chicago for
You
a
think she
hockey
wants to
tournament.
sit in a goddamn...
No, she's
rink
coming
all
out
day?
for a
She's gonna be
she's
spending
got
money.
outfits out. I go, what are those for? She's like,
She's going to be spending money.
this is my outfit for like whatever. I'm like, where are we going? We're not. Listen,
You ain't going nowhere
there's-
but the rink.
There's
She's going.
curfews for his team. It's like 8 p.m. Like lights out 8 p.m. We have like 7 a.m.
Well, he
games
can't
and
sleep by
shit.
himself?
No.
What do you mean? You can't go out while he's sleeping?
I don't think so.
Oh, Lori's going to be out all night.
No, I can go.
You're
out
going to...
while she's
Oh,
in there.
I bet you that's not the case. I bet you. Listen to Andy acting
Oh,
tough.
you think?
Listen to Andy acting tough. You think that if Lori goes on this trip with you, that she's going to stay in with Ty and you're going to go out by yourself? Are you out of your gosh
Time
dang
out.
mind? You are out of your
I
mind.
will tell you this.
You're lying to the people.
She will not.
Look into the camera.
No,
Say,
like,
I will go out and Lori's staying with Ty.
I may go play a few, slots or some blackjack. But
You're funny.
She wouldn't go out without me.
Well, you need to go out together.
We will.
Yeah, well, you didn't say that.
Like Vegas is
You said that you have to stay with
It's
Ty.
just going to be a different Vegas trip. No, here's the deal. Ty, I don't think he'd fall asleep. He'd get on his iPad or something. I don't think he'd fall asleep. Dude.
No, doubt. You'd probably be calling his buddies up and hanging out.
But if he falls asleep and we wanted to is that legal? I don't know. What's the cutoff? What's the age when you can leave a kid by themselves? Other parents do that. Leave their kids.
I would say that she probably didn't need to go on a trip. If that's the case.
No, you know what she said?
Why is she going?
Because she hadn't seen Ty play in a while. Okay. And she wants to see him play.
You're out of
What's
your
wrong
mind.
with that?
You're out of your
Moms love the hockey, too.
You're funny.
Dude, moms.
You're a funny guy.
Moms love
you don't
the
even
hockey,
know you're
too.
funny.
You don't even know that.
You don't even know you're funny. She sees him play all the fucking time.
No, she hasn't seen him play all spring.
That's why. That's exactly why.
What?
That's why she's going to see Ty play. Of course.
So you're saying,
what am I thinking?
You're saying if the
you're funny.
If the tournament was in a less desirable place, she wouldn't be going.
Des Moines, Iowa.
She
ain't
wouldn't be
fucking going.
To meet me in Des Moines.
She ain't going.
I
want to see Ty play. Or in Des Moines, not Vegas. She ain't going.
I bet you she would drive with us then if we were driving there. She's coming in a few days later.
Vegas is it's expensive. You know what I mean? If you really want to see, it's just more of an expensive ordeal, even to watch him play. Because you guys are going to go out. So
he's got to be in bed by he's got 7 a.m. games, dude. It's
funny.
It's not going to be a late night situation. Anything stand out from free agency?
Ehlers, Carolina, baby, let's go.
That's
pretty
out?
cool. Yeah, kind of. Good for you.
I don't love the signing for Carolina.
He's a good player, man.
He is,
he's fucking good. I don't know. They need something too.
Don't they have all that? They got all
yeah.
those little guys.
You need where's the big guy at?
I like Ehlers.
Where's the big guy at?
I like Ehlers. He came into the St. Louis series, but listen, and he's good. Really good player.
I don't mind it, man.
And everyone's always talked about his speed since he came into the league.
He's fast.
I think he likes playing in those kind of under the radar markets. I don't think he likes the flashing markets, which is all good. I like those players too. But I don't know. How much better does Carolina become? I mean, listen, Carolina, I get it. They're up against it when it comes to signing free agents, like a number of other teams are. And now you're starting to see them get some of these guys that are, some of the bigger names available because of the success they had in the playoffs. Guys signed there knowing they're going to have a chance to win.
Go be in the mix.
I just look at Carolina and I say, okay, you're paying him all this money, but he's not your best player. He's not going to drive you offensively. And he's just another little guy. I feel like they need a little more diversity up front in their lineup
like a
to
woman?
help them get past Florida at the end of the day, which is going to be in their way.
Well, that's hard to do. I mean, where are you going to find that 6'4" guy that's very skilled, or a big guy that's skilled and physical? Where's he at? Who's available? You know what I mean? So you got the best guy going. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and you needed scoring anyway, and he's going to help you with that.
No, he's a good player.
He's a good player.
I don't want to say. I'm just saying Carolina in general.
They go for shit.
Don't get too worked up being that they're so much better because they got Ehlers. That's all I'm saying.
Burnsy too, going to Colorado.
Yeah, he's getting older though.
He's still pretty good. Logged a lot of minutes.
I know
he did.
He's just. I think he's kind of a freak. He can just
kind
play.
Of. Hell yeah, he's a freak.
He can just play.
He'll be good with Colorado.
In such good shape. Yeah, some guys. I love those players, man, who can kind of pick and choose where they go, and they just go to the.
He's in this
He's like, I'll go play in Colorado.
I'll play in Colorado. I'll probably have another farm here in the mountains.
Snake farm.
Yeah, rattlesnakes there, baby. On them boulders, you're damn right. What about
somebody tried to sneak a bunch of snakes on a plane recently?
Oh, did you see that movie with Samuel L. Jackson or something?
No, dude. Snakes on a plane?
Andy saw a movie and he's like, I heard this is true. Never heard that? Snakes on a plane?
No, I've heard that. I've heard that.
Anyway,
anything else stand out?
the Tanner Janot contract, God, they threw some money at him.
He always gets paid.
Why is he
or
getting
whatever.
paid?
I don't know.
He hasn't done much in a while.
Has he
since
been
was
good
young.
since his rookie season? Really?
Not really.
I like him. I actually talked to him. I want to get him
Bounced
on.
I know.
Bring him on here.
I
Because
like
I've
his
always liked
style.
his game and his
He's been hurt.
style, and he is tough.
He's been hurt.
Even when we have Reaver on, like Reaver tells a story about how Janot's like talking shit and chasing him around the ice.
Remember Reaver said, he's like, I didn't like doing the antics and stuff like that. I go, wait a minute.
What's this?
What's
he
the
goes, well, that's my shit.
Well, you did it a lot. I go, for all the guys that did that to you,
Yeah.
It's there it is, baby. Looks pretty damn
That's
good.
not bad, huh?
Andy,
I know.
take your shirt off real quick. Take your pants off too.
Oh
Now-
my god.
But anyway,
So yeah, that's
I don't know, like that. Little Lyndon Byers died.
That's terrible.
Tough fucking guy.
Yeah.
Funny, cool.
Did you know
Made
him?
a lot. Yeah, I've met him before.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, tough guy. Played for the Bruins for 9 seasons. Just a cool, funny guy.
Mm.
I
Do
don't
we
know what
how he
happened to
passed
him.
away.
Don't know, but
Yeah.
I just want to give a little
Well,
shout out.
thank God.
Those old
His
school tough guys,
family,
man. I love you guys,
The
man.
Bruins family, everybody. Then
Because he's just part of the.
he's part of the community.
He had a hell of a career, man.
Okay, well,
So
I
anyway,
hate hearing that.
hate it, dude. So anyway,
Marner going to
do we not talk about that?
Vegas. I don't think we really have, right?
Reaver hung out with Marner.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and Marner even talked about that.
I think Marner was like,
On
yeah,
his
I was,
press
I was
conference.
asking like Reaver and Max Pacioretty,
I saw
like,
it.
where do I go live?
Where do
and
I
everything.
go?
I talked to another player the other day. Like
Yeah.
it was before he signed, but everyone knew he was going to sign there. All the rumors were taking place about him doing the sign and trade
Yeah.
with Toronto, but the player was like, dude, he's been talking about going to Vegas for a year. He's been talking about this for a long time.
Somebody said,
And even at the, I think he said at the Four Nations, he was asking like different players what it's like living there and stuff like that. So,
Andy, it's like your girlfriend was saying, right? Don't worry about that guy.
Mhm.
Don't worry about that guy I've been talking to.
Right.
Don't worry about him.
Right, nothing's going on.
Nothing's going on. We're
Yeah,
friends.
until they're married like 2 years later.
We're friends. Your girl's friends with another handsome,
yeah, but we never
really
hooked up till
handsome,
we broke up though.
really handsome guy that has a lot to offer. It's got a lot of bells and whistles on him. Interesting.
Yeah.
We're friends, Andy.
hmm
Anyway. Hey, do your thing, baby.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck you
I'm
do.
happy he's going
your
to
thing.
listen, I
I
feel
don't
bad
mind
for the
him.
Toronto fans. It's like
They're fine.
a messy breakup though.
They always
The
are.
Toronto fans are very
What
upset.
isn't messy?
Like they're very angry about
What's
it.
not messy?
They don't like the way it went down.
You know?
You know,
What's not
Because
messy?
like he wouldn't waive his no trade clause at the deadline. Well, you know,
Yeah, that's what happens
that's
when
when,
you're
you
really good.
negotiate
No
a
shit.
no move. You get to do that.
Dude, you're in control.
Exactly.
Do what the fuck you want, and you earn that. 104 points. You know, you got work to do in the playoffs.
What's Toronto going to be? And a lot of the media is like, well, and listen, I could be really. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong here. Like, I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
in the future, but I think so many of the Toronto media and like a few, like some of them, I guess, are national media. I don't know. Like they're so diehard fans of the Leafs that they they try to be so optimistic.
It's tough.
So they're like, this roster's
They're
not
just as good.
set. This roster's not set. There's going to be a lot of trades
Yeah.
coming up next month. I mean, maybe there will be.
Like what?
I don't know who's looking to help out Toronto.
But
They've
like
got no
what?
draft picks and no prospects, do they? Who's trading
Well,
with Toronto?
Who's
what are
available?
you going to go get?
Who's available?
Exactly.
A 6'4" right-handed
Yeah.
defenseman like
Yeah.
Logan Mailloux. Is he available? You have somebody available like a Zachary Bolduc to be able to trade for that to score 19 goals
Yeah.
as a 22 year
You
old.
should have traded for him. Toronto.
No
You should have traded
shit.
for him. I don't know if you have a right shot defenseman to pass
I
along.
mean, that's 6'4". That could be really, really good.
And now they have a couple of prospects. They got the Easton
You know.
Cowan kid from London, who
Dominated.
they've been like pumping
I've
up
heard a lot
the
about
last
him.
couple of years.
Don't know enough about him, but I heard a lot. His name
And-
floated around a lot.
And now they're like, well, you know, man, he's like one of the only pieces you can move. You can't move that kid. You got to start keeping some of these
no
guys.
shit, baby.
And I don't even know how good he's going to be. You know what I mean? He's really good right now. So I mean, you just got to wait and
So
see.
is it what you're saying with Toronto's their window starting to close
I
a
just
little?
think
Right?
Toronto needs to make a decision. Your window was open. You still have a number of good players. I get it because Matthews obviously and Nylander, and I can't even put Tavares in that category. Like
Matthew Nyes is a good player.
Matthew Nyes is a very
Damn
good player.
player.
So you got him.
You got some goaltending.
You've got a couple of defensemen. Goaltending is always going to be a question mark. I think they're capable of playing really well.
Yeah,
They've shown that.
got coaching.
But I think sometimes as an organization, when you just run out of like prospects and draft picks, you just got to make your decision. Like, okay, you didn't win when the window was wide open.
Wide open.
And you had all these guys. And now you're going to try to go into a season believing you can win, but you couldn't win before. So what makes you think you're going to win now after you're losing some of these guys? Maybe they'll be better without Marner in the lineup. I don't know. Maybe other guys are going to take another step. Maybe all of a sudden this is the year where they go a little further in the playoffs. I don't know.
Who, like Reaver?
I don't know. So it's just like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think some of these organizations, at some point, you just have to decide, hey, are we going to go into transition, much like St. Louis said they were a couple of years ago when they moved on from Ryan O'Reilly and Tarasenko and David Perron, and those weren't popular decisions here in St. Louis. Like, people were upset about Ryan O'Reilly leaving. They were upset about David Perron leaving. But you know what? They were able to get some high draft picks, go into last year's draft with 3 first-round picks, kind of plug and play. They do very well in the draft, bring some players in, sign a couple of free agents, and, now they get a new coach. The team was competitive. They still stuck with the young core that they had. And now moving into next year, we'll see what happens after they added a few more pieces. I think organizations need to kind of play it like that. So Toronto, you just got to face the reality of the situation. Have a long-term thinking approach versus we got to win now. Like, maybe you're not good enough to win now. You got some really good players, but now you got to find a way to get some prospects, recoup some draft picks, and with the understanding that you still have some elite players, that maybe you kind of take a step back to allow yourself to take a couple of steps forward, 2, 3, 4 years down the road and have a chance to win.
So, what's Tree Living what should he do? Because he hasn't been crazy. He got Nyes on a good contract. He got Tavares.
He's signed some good contracts.
He's had some damn good contracts that maybe other GMs would have signed
but
differently.
I think
so what do you want him to do differently?
I think what he's doing is actually okay.
I know.
I just think the way it's being evaluated
That's
the way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think they have to accept.
There it is.
Hey, maybe we're not going to win the division this year.
Maybe we have to reload.
The Leafs aren't going to be in a situation where they're considered a true favorite entering the playoffs. Maybe they will be. But allow the organization to kind of take a step back and hit the refresh button.
Yeah.
While you have Nyes now under contract long-term and you still have Matthews and Nylander and these guys, now find a way to build some young prospects and young players around these guys to help you win. But I don't think this is the year all of a sudden that I think you just got to don't just look at it like, we're not as good as we were last year. No, but, you were able to get some business done, and hopefully this allows you to become even better than you were last year a couple years down the road.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Trivling did.
No, I think he did. I think he did, and he brought Tavares back on a lower contract,
Expectations from the fans are like, we're right in there.
And they still got Nicholas Waugh back from Vegas, which is better than losing Mitch Marner for nothing.
No shit.
That Nikolai Waugh, he's a good player.
Yeah.
I don't mind him. But Logan Mailloux...
Reaver just says, where'd you hear that? Okay, it's not going on.
Well, show him the clip.
I lost it a while back.
No, you just sent it to me.
Oh, yeah, send it to me. I'll show you. Reaver. He's hilarious, by the way, on this. He was great. I'm glad we get to see him now. The last episode we had with Reaver, it was in our beginning stages. Remember, we're still at the normal brand and all that stuff, so...
I think when we had him on, maybe it was we may have been home during
fucking COVID. No, we were there, but it was probably during COVID. Still, we probably weren't supposed to be in that place.
But what do you make out of the Blues trading Zach Bolduc?
I don't
for Logan.
I think it's ballsy, and that's I never. Doug Armstrong he always does something, and then we're loaded on the wing. They got players. You got Snuggerud that showed up, and he's a goal scorer, and he's good. Now, how good is he going to be? Zach Bolduc put up 19 points.
People ask me if I'm surprised.
You need guys, and then he made some plays for the center position too, which is great. You know,
just short-term deals.
Yeah, 2-year deals with Suter.
They drafted a kid 10th overall a couple years ago. That this will allow a little more time for Dalibor Dvorsky to kind of marinate before he's NHL
I don't mind
ready.
It. My point is, I don't mind it.
But when people ask me, "Are you surprised that they traded Zach Bolduc?" Well, hell yeah, I'm surprised. He had scored 19 goals last year in his first full season in the NHL. Typically, those players aren't getting traded. But when you're making a deal with another team, when you're bringing on another kid who's around the same age, who is also highly regarded coming out of junior, and had some personal issues that maybe set him back a little bit, had him drafted a little bit later than people thought he would be. And you look at Montreal's roster and you see the fact that they just traded for Dobson, and they've got the Calder Trophy winner and Hudson, and they've got a number of other guys, obviously, who are there. Gooley's there, Matheson's there. They got a bunch of guys, So now all of a sudden, Mayu becomes available. We said from the very beginning that the Blues were looking for a second line center as well as help on the right side of their defense. So, they were able to identify a couple guys, and I like this Mayu. There's just something intriguing about him. He put up crazy numbers in junior, goal-scoring wise. I mean, he had like 25 goals. And I think he scored 26 goals combined the last 2 years in the American League as a young 20, 21-year-old defenseman.
Yeah.
Like, he dangles guys, dude. He's got great hands. And I'm sure he needs some help in the defensive side of the rink. You know what I mean? I think he's even acknowledged that. Yeah,
I think Monty could help him with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Listen, I don't think they're going to plug him in right away in their top four. I think, have him and Tyler Tucker be your 5 and 6, I think, to enter the season.
Tucker's a big lefty.
And
I like Tucker a lot.
And kind of allow him to find his way. Find his way on the power play where he can produce. I think he can still
shoot
move
that puck,
the puck.
baby.
He can skate.
Shoot that puck. Play tough
Although
in front.
a lot of people are making the comparison to Evan Bouchard. And listen, it makes sense because right-hand shot, former London Knights, guys that score a lot of goals, obviously, from the back end. But I asked him about it, and he basically said, no. He said, don't compare me to him, basically. Don't compare him, although I like
Hopefully
Bouchard.
you want to compare his contract eventually.
Yeah, I know. But he did say, I play with a little snarl.
Yeah.
I like to play with snarl. So
we'll see about that.
He compared himself to Petro.
All right.
And John Carlson, some of those guys.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I get that. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I don't think he was comparing himself to Petro. He's just answering the question.
No, Petro
this
plays
is
tough.
who I'd want to be.
Petro plays tough,
Yeah,
man. He's hard to deal with. Goddamn right.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about it. Anthony asked me the question about 5 minutes ago, then he answered it for me. But that's exactly right. Like, he's a big right-hand defenseman that are hard to come by. Zachary Bolduc might have been on the third line. He scored 19 goals.
Well, he probably would have been.
And so you just loaded on the wing side.
But you can always elevate him up the lineup and
then they got this
and
other
maybe
kid, though.
push Buchnevich down.
You've been watching this other Carbonell kid, man. I see
Yeah.
all these highlights of him. Like, he's actually hitting guys in these games.
I hope we see
He's
him
hitting guys.
I know there's talk about him going to Boston College, and I know some people are saying, hey, he should go college.
Some nasty
Some
goals.
people internally want him to go college. I kind of hope he stays in the Quebec League, and I think they're loading up. They have a chance to be good, and the only reason why I say that is because I want to see him in training camp. I want to see him get an NHL preseason game or two. And
Yeah,
see what he
let's
can
see what
do,
you
man.
do, baby. Are you playing that tough against the 30-year-old?
Because in reality, there is a spot available on the third line. I know you're talking about like Texier or Joseph or one of those guys. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's in the cards for them to keep him this year. But, dude, he has this like fearless, I don't give a fuck attitude when he's on the ice.
Baby.
And he plays physical,
Yeah.
which his mentality, if he comes into training camp, he's going to be trying to
fuck the world, baby. Let's go.
make the team.
Let's go. Yeah.
And
should.
He's got this football mentality.
Yeah.
Where he plays through
He's
guys.
like you.
And then he's got the skill where all of a sudden, like, he's dangling guys at the same time.
What the hell was that all about?
So
Matty DeFranks, I love you, buddy. He always films all that stuff.
yeah, he
man.
does. So I'm intrigued by what he looks like when he's with the entire group. You know what I mean?
Reaver's like, wonder who's putting that out there. So funny. We love him. He was great on this episode. So anyway, Good stuff.
so that's where we're at there. But the Blues have a ton of wingers too, including this kid coming in.
yeah.
So sometimes you got to move from an area of strength and add from an area of weakness.
No doubt.
And they had to get younger on the back end too, man. A lot of these guys are getting older. I know people are asking questions of what that means for Cam Fowler. Listen, a Cam Fowler comes in, and who knows, maybe they get a deal done before the season starts.
It's all good.
I think they look at him at 33 years of age, who can skate like him. Like, he's going to be able to skate at a high level for the next couple of years. But he had a great second half. I don't know what he's going to want, how many years he's going to want, which typically it comes down to the term when you have a 33-year-old player.
Yeah.
How much are you willing to commit term-wise to him? So, But Nicoletti, I've heard some people say that, like, I think even Elliot Friedman was talking about how a player called him to complain about the Letty situation because he had a no-move clause. He didn't have a no-move. He had a no-trade clause that he could block a trade to San Jose. But I said on here, or maybe I said it on Hockey Sense, but his no-trade clause was going to expire on July 1st. I think it goes down to like a limited no-trade clause. So I would imagine that San Jose wasn't on that list or whatever. So they could put him on waivers, which they did, and then they found a team to take him.
Yeah.
Listen, Nick Letty's not married. He's got no kids. He's making $4 million a year.
He's not married with no kids?
No.
Interesting.
Like, I think he's fine.
Really?
I think, like, if anybody says this is, not right what the Blues did because they put him on waivers after his full no trade was lifted, I mean, that's business. He's been around for a long time. I think he'd rather go somewhere and play and be a 5 or 6. He's in the last year of his deal. If he plays well and up to his ability, San Jose is going to move him to a contending team at the trade deadline, and he'll have a chance to go play in the playoffs anyway. So I don't think it was a shady move to wait for his no trade to be lifted before you put him on waivers.
Nah, it's all good. He's
Yeah.
got no kids
No.
and not married ever. Never been
He's
married.
made a lot of money.
Fuck yeah. What a bachelor that is for some woman. Good for him. Maddie knows what's up.
What do you
Fucking
mean?
made $70 million. Shit.
I don't know if he's made that much, but
60 million?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Played for a long time.
He's played
Good for
1,000
you.
games, yeah.
Good for you.
So,
I didn't know that. I
yeah.
thought he looks like a guy that has like 10 kids.
No,
and
so you know what I mean, though? When I say when you're not married, you don't have kids, like, you can go play anywhere.
It doesn't matter. That's the whole problem with moving.
So go play in San Jose for
No shit.
6 months until they trade you at the deadline.
San Jose's nicer than you think, too. That might be off of my no trade list that we talked about.
If San Jose is competitive,
dude,
I'd play there.
Hell yeah, dude.
And now
There's
with
a
all
reason
these
why a
young
lot of
kids
wealthy people
coming
live
in-
up there, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Silicon
beautiful.
Valley, baby.
Fuck yeah. You know,
I always joke around in San Jose. I say the people sitting on the glass are like make more money than the players.
Yeah, Ty Domi got chirped about that. He was in a penalty box chirping a guy. He's like, I make $750. He's like, I make 2.2, motherfucker, or
Yeah,
whatever it was,
for 50 years straight.
Yeah, exactly. My contract's
10
literally,
years.
yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
making money for 10 years. I'm
Shit.
making money for 45 years.
Yeah, baby. I'm making money off my money, and I got other things. Get out of here. So anyway.
Florida kept everybody, man. I thought that was unbelievable. I give them credit.
We give Bill Zito credit.
But Bill Zito, like he negotiates it. It's interesting. He takes it down to the wire. He does his thing.
Yeah.
Almost like a take it or leave it approach.
Well, he's like,
I know deep
look what
down you
have.
guys don't want to leave.
Look what you have. Do you want to stick with this process
Right.
and these your teammates and this lifestyle? Here it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit cheaper, but this is the benefit. These are the benefits. Boom. This is what you get.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, hell yeah. Although you're giving Marchand 6 years, you think the league's
he's going to play till he's 43.
creep into that somehow?
I don't know.
Reminds me of the Kovalchuk.
But that's a parting gift. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Finish your career here. You just
How
help
about
us win another
Boston
cup.
though? Like, it's just odd. Like they had an opportunity to keep him, for way less, right? Didn't they offer him up?
I don't know what they would have officially offered him at the time, but he's in a better spot than being in Boston.
Well, yeah. Boston's interesting, man.
And Trent Frederick signs an 8-year deal.
8-year deal. Hell yeah. We talked about that.
People chirped me for that when I reported that, by the
No.
way.
Well, it
That
sounds
he was gonna
like
get
crazy.
years. I know, because he didn't, have a great Stanley Cup final, but he was hurt. We'll see if Matthew Tkachuk is healthy enough to play when the season begins. I'll be curious. I would imagine surgery could be an option for him, but we'll see how it plays out. Everybody's got a busy summer coming up. Ryan Reaves, great conversation with him. I think people will enjoy it for sure. On this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast, brought to you by First Form, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link and use it today. 4th of July. Did you have a cookout?
Yeah, I told
You call it a cookout or a barbecue?
Well, I really didn't even barbecue
Did you
because
see
I
the
kept it
fireworks
inside.
we had going?
See, Andy asked me a question, and then I tried to answer it, and then he asked me, "You are ridiculous."
Did you see the fireworks we had going?
Yeah, those are
Dude,
normal.
it was like
fireworks.
a full-on.
Those
like,
are normal.
fire. No, it weren't. They were like fireworks you'd see at like a display.
Not really. You don't spend that much money on them,
Dude.
Were you going to show the people? Like they saw it on your Insta story. It's all good.
Well, not everybody did.
No, not everybody.
Oh, I have a lot of deer in my yard right now too. We live out in the country. There's a lot. Look, you see that? Look at that thing.
Yeah, it's going to die in a day. It's going to hit by a car.
And then Blaze, look at Blaze coming in. Huh?
You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing, boy.
Look at Blaze.
Mhm.
No, I want to get
Good, it's good radio for that.
No, but like, look at this. Like, hold on.
I saw it, man. Those are nice.
Yeah, those are like real.
Yeah, but that's not like big dog.
There was a couple of them. But
Okay, no one gives a fuck. Let's go. Let's go.
Look at
Let's
that.
go.
Look at
Let's
that.
go. We've been here for a
Well,
while.
go ahead. Talk about first form.
First form's the best of the best right here. I had one of these today. These first form energy drinks. Screaming freedom. Love doing that. I take the
red, white, and blue ones.
the red, white, and blue right there, baby. You know, I take their protein, take their magnesium, collagen to the hydration packs to these first form.
Yeah, I like the
bars
strawberry
to
smash
the-
cake bars and
Andy
the
eats
chocolate
that,
brownie
you know.
bars and the meat sticks. And
Meat
everything
sticks are
else.
great. They're easy. I had one on the way here. Just
Yeah.
easy, 20 grams of protein.
Would you have the breakfast sausage or?
No, just had regular
You think
barbecue.
you can eat like 3 or 4 of those in one day?
What'd you say?
Can you eat like 3 or 4 of those in one
Yeah.
day? Like,
God,
it'd be
yeah.
perfectly fine
yeah,
to do.
100%.
I know. But the protein, I've been making my kids like shakes with the
Good.
protein
You
and
should
stuff
do
like
that.
that too.
You should do that.
I didn't know if kids could have it, but I think, technically
protein?
it's protein.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say they could have that.
It may say 18 or over, but I think protein's protein.
I mean,
Firstform.com/Cam&Strick. We got to ask
I'd
Firstform
say
Nick.
that's,
He'll come in one
they're
of these
fine.
days.
Hat
Launch and hatlaunch.com. America's #1 source for customized hats is.
launch, baby. Let's go. Yoink.
Break up the energy a little bit right now.
You're putting me to sleep.
Oh my God.
My God almighty.
I know Cam's not used to handling Sundays. you know?
Holy shit. You know what I mean? But Hat Launch is the real deal right here in St. Louis. We're going to do another commercial for them, by the way.
Yes.
But they'll make you any customized hats for your team, for anything you need. They'll make it, and they'll make it in a couple weeks, and they'll get right to you. They use, First Form uses them too. So
Yeah.
they're
A lot
the
of
real deal,
companies do, and a lot of individuals do. And they turn it around very quickly. You can put your logo on the hat. They can create a logo for you. Best quality, best customer service you'll find anywhere.
They're the best of the best, baby. Let's go.
Hat Launch, baby. Hatlaunch.com. True Float. I had my cooler
I
out
did too.
there.
And my chair too.
You didn't do an Instagram video.
I did, but it was too dark to even see
did
it.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Put that up on
Yeah,
Instagram.
you know.
True Float. TRU, baby.
I used my chair though. It was lovely. Kate and I just sat out and watched the fireworks.
Did the neighbors have a Yeti that was like leaking water everywhere?
Yeah, they did. they exactly. The beer was warm
Oh
because
my God.
that Yeti.
Why is your
that's
beer warm?
god-awful.
It's been sitting in my Yeti for 3 hours.
I still
And
have
yours is freezing cold.
mine's freezing cold for like 4 days straight in my 100-degree garage.
I know.
I opened it up. I'm like, son of a
Isn't that
bitch!
amazing?
I forgot to fucking take these things out.
I know. And the ice
know.
cubes are still
They're
like,
still perfect.
I know. You can put your logo on the cooler as well,
Cooler.
or on the heated chairs.
Yeah.
You can do all of that, or you can just buy one with just the True Float logo, dude. Which those are sick too.
Yep.
Alberta made, man. Alberta fresh.
Shit kicker, baby.
We're
What's
gonna be giving
up?
some away coming up very soon. True Float, man. We'll be giving away some coolers as well. A sweepstakes, but get yourself one. If you've got golf tournaments coming up still, or if you have any fundraisers or anything like that, you want to put your logo on a float or on a cooler, do it with True Float. Do it today. Just like these jerseys from Jersey Generator,
Look at that.
man. These are sick. You know who loved these?
Who?
Eddie-O.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he called them out.
Eddie-O right away. He's like,
He's like, those look great.
I loved them.
I go, some fan made this logo. Like, this is really good.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
Yeah.
And no one's ever been able to be able to take the photo that we see on our logo and put it on anything, hat to anything. And Jersey Generator did. Really good. They did a damn good job.
So
This
if
is
you-
the first time we've ever seen these clean.
Mhm.
This clean, you know.
So if you play in a men's league or anything, or you just want a jersey hanging from your business with your logo on
Yep.
it, create a hockey jersey. Like if you're a Shilly Plastering and you want to put the Shilly logo on a
Yeah.
hockey jersey, that's what you do.
he needs to plaster my neighbor's pool.
Yeah.
Still sitting in his backyard right now.
What is?
The pool. And he listens to this.
What do you mean the pool's sitting
It's
in?
dug up and the pool's just sitting on his.
Why isn't they haven't put it in the ground?
No,
yet?
because 4th of July. They brought it there. They dug the hole.
Is he getting frustrated with that?
Well, I would say I would say the neighborhood is, and the golfers probably.
Oh.
So the pro would probably look and be like, interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's right on the hole 7.
So they probably should have waited to dig the hole until after the 4th.
They just want to get it
that they
done as
were
quick
gonna
as
have it
possible. I
sit
think
there.
this might be the quickest way to do it.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
He's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Don't
So
matter.
Jersey Generator, use the promo code CAM 10 or Andy 10.
Andyton, yep.
Either way. And you can get one of these. I'm the captain. You can get the captain jersey, whatever you want to get from Jersey Generator. Do it today, baby. Shilly Plastering, though.
They're the best too.
They
God
wouldn't-
dang.
They wouldn't put up with that. They wouldn't
Put
come
up
and
with what?
they wouldn't come and leave for 3 days. and then come back.
Sometimes you have to do that. You know what I mean?
I know, if it's
for
a
them,
holiday.
they're not they're putting in the plastering, so they'll probably
Correct.
get that done no matter
Yes,
what.
they're getting it
But this
done.
is a big process, so it is what it is.
Building a pool is a big process.
It is.
but
I can't believe they're doing it that quick.
But it's not a difficult process.
It's
I
not.
I know somebody just like, I swear to God, they had their
It's
pool
not.
built in like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months. This is getting built in a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks, whatever it was.
So if you guys are scared of, if you want to put a pool in, you really got to check it out, man, because you can
I want
easily.
one so
You
bad.
have a great place to do. So do I. Oh my God, yeah.
I want one really bad.
It's a commitment. You got to be committed. You know what I mean?
To what?
To your, you can't just dig it out. It's not a tree or something you can cut down.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pool. You have to do it right. It's going to affect your house and your sale and everything.
Yeah. For the better.
Yeah, but you got to do it right.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a pain in the ass because that could be a fucking black eye on your house.
Well, you hire companies like Shilly Plastering.
No shit.
They can get you in touch, obviously, with
Exactly.
the best pool guy, too, man. They only work with the top pool guys. They only build the best pools in the area.
You know,
Check that out, man. Shilly Plastering. Get plastered with Shilly Plastering. They've been around for like over 50 years.
oh,
Man.
long time, baby.
They're unbelievable.
Ryan, what's up?
Blue
Dave,
Note
what's
Roofing, you know, David Novak, you know what he was telling me all along? He wanted that Pew Suitor, man. That's who he wanted.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying- kept
He knows
calling
about
you.
that, yeah.
He kept saying, I want Pew Suitor, man.
I scored 25 goals last year.
Hey, as a scout once said to me a long time ago, are you a 25 goal scorer or did you score 25 goals?
Yeah, because he was up and down the lineup. There's injuries and
They had
whatnot.
injuries.
You know,
I
he was on
don't
mo-
think they're signing him thinking he's going to come in
No,
and score
but you scored
25.
15. I don't give a
But he
damn.
scored 25, man. Damn.
You did. So
He's
you're
very
able to
smart.
do it. You're able to do
Very
it.
smart player. He's not going to wow you with his speed, nothing like that.
No, but he's good.
Yes.
He's solid. And go up and down the lineup. So
Yes.
what?
And you know
and
what?
Bukestad could fucking jump on.
Oh,
he's
can,
6'5".
He can slide back and
Whatever you
forth.
want, baby.
I like Bukestad. I've always
Yeah.
have, man, since he was
Yep.
at Minnesota back in the day.
Big boy.
Yes.
You know,
He's good on every team, dude. He scored 22 a couple years ago.
the Blues gonna be pretty good.
He had an
Fuck that.
injury last year that kind of derailed him. I think that led to his production being down a little bit. We'll have him on. We'll talk about it. Blue Note Roofing, though, man. Gutters, soffit fascia,
Face.
roofing, siding, whatever
All
it is you're
that,
looking
baby.
for, man. They do it all.
All that.
David Novak, call him today. 314-920-5713, baby. Blue Note Roofing. Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. Told you that a million times.
But you do get sushi and flavored water.
Troy, Missouri, baby. Let's go. They got it all out there.
I was on the phone with a sponsor the other day, like trying to talk to somebody about coming on board, and they love the pod. They've listened to the podcast, and he's like, "I just love how you guys do your live reads, like when you say sushi and flavored
Oh, I
water."
bet they love that. They laugh.
I mean, it continues to
It's
come
a
up.
huge
dude.
thing. Everybody talks
It
about
continues to
it.
come
Everybody
up.
talks about
We
it.
may have to get shirts made that say sushi
Yeah.
and flavored water. You can get that at
Badass.
Bellman. They got Buick and GMC on one side of the street, Cam. On the other side, you've got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
They got it all, baby.
Cam's looking at the
Woo.
pink Jeep, 2-door, small wheel, soft top, pink. Nothing
take a
wrong with
Jeep.
it. Flames on the
I'll
side.
take a Jeep.
Do you know I want to rent one when I go to
I
California next week?
I saw some women with a Jeep with no doors on it, holding a dog driving.
Yeah, there's nothing
I
wrong.
didn't like that.
That's the Jeep community. So we would typically give
Andy
her
would.
away.
Andy'd be in a Jeep community and like take a little thing and put it on there, you know, little rubber ducky or whatever the hell it's called. You would be in that mix.
Do you know that Laurie woke me up at 3 a.m. the other day saying she thought someone was breaking in the house?
God, can we just end this?
No, she
please?
thought someone was breaking in the house, dude.
Probably was.
And
What do
Chloe
you-
just got back from the
what-
lake.
what
I
are
got
you gonna-
lots to get
what are you
into
gonna-
in the close here.
What are you gonna get? What are you gonna do about it?
I have several things. And my adrenaline takes
children.
over.
3 children. I'm telling you. What would you do?
Ty and I would handle it.
Oh man, you would have Ty in the mix.
Ty, get
Okay.
up.
Ty, get him. Blay, get him.
Got man's work here.
So, Ryan Reaves is great. We love him, man.
Yeah. So enjoy Ryan Reaves, man, and lots to get into. We kind of go all over the
Yeah.
place with Reaver, man. I think you'll enjoy
You'll love it.
As always.
Let's go.
4th of July special with Ryan Reaves. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
You in Vegas?
I'm in Vegas.
How's the weather? Cold and rainy?
Was it what?
Cold and rainy?
Actually, it has been the last 2 days.
Yeah, it has been out there in the desert.
Probably
It's like
flooding.
a high of like 90s. I'm heading out there Monday for a week.
Yeah, well, it gets hot next week. It's like in the hundreds again, but it's been like mid 90s or high 80s, but it was raining for the last couple days. It was
109.
it's
You
it's
got to tell
more.
me some places to go. I'm going to be in I'm going to be in Summerlin like all week for a hockey tournament.
Oh yeah,
I've never left the strip in Vegas. So
go to the Durango.
is that a bar or a restaurant?
No, it's a hotel.
Oh, a hotel. Okay.
It's
He
it's
ain't
like right
staying
down
there.
the street for me. It's brand new. It's got like a bunch of good bars and restaurants.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a little cheaper too.
All right.
Well, we got to stay in the team hotel.
Yeah.
New York, New York. It's like we don't have a choice.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we stayed with the Blues.
So it's like it is what it is. But anyway, thanks for doing this,
We just
dude.
record, homie.
No problem.
Give us some breaking news if you have any.
Yeah, why are you so
got-
cryptic?
I got no breaking news for you.
You're under contract, aren't
Yeah,
you?
no,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a good situation. I mean,
Hell yeah, you got a good situation.
Toronto, we won't even talk about your situation. What's going on there in Toronto? It is what it is. But at the same time, man, you go back to Vegas. Like a lot of guys go back there in the summertime and live there, or is it kind of
You know,
quiet for you?
You know what they used to, and then I think guys, because they're here all year, they started realizing it's a little too hot, so everybody took off. So I got here, I got to hang out with, 5, 6, 7 of them for a week, and then they all left me. So there's a few boys here right now.
So what are you doing for training? Why don't you train with some of those UFC guys? They're all there.
Yeah, I know. I've actually never even been to the facility. I've been to watch fights, but I haven't seen like the gym or anything yet. But no, I actually train at the Knights facility. I skate over there.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, has your training changed over the years, Reaver? Like, how have you had to make changes, man, in terms of your training? You've always been in unbelievable shape, but like, what have you done to change your training?
Yeah, I mean, Jance, back in the day, like I was coming into camp and I was jacked and I was, throwing around obnoxious amount of weight, because I had to fight all the big boys and, that just that part of the game is dwindling a little bit. So I don't need that type of size. The game's getting a little faster. I'm getting older, so I gotta keep up with the speed of the game. So a lot more speed stuff, a lot more, jumps and turf work. Not as much, benching 400 pounds.
What about stretching? Do you have do you go somewhere where they stretch you out in those machines and just
No, but I do stretch. Like when I came into the league, I used to do popcorn on the training table, right into soccer, no stretch, no nothing, and then right onto the sheet. And man, if I did that now, I'd be pulling everything.
Gretzky be chirping you too. He hates that soccer shit.
Why?
I don't know. You ever listen to him on there?
He said he doesn't like
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
But I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the story.
He
behind
said he's
it.
like, do soccer players play hockey before they play soccer?
Well, no, because they can't skate.
Has that always been a thing though? Like I don't remember like seeing it before, like maybe like 15 years ago or something. I don't, who started
Soccer?
that? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've been playing since junior. We played soccer. We didn't play sewer when I was in junior. We played keep it up. So the whole team was trying to keep the ball up. You try and beat the record. That might have just been in Brandon, but that's what we used to do. But
Yeah, I
ever since
remember
I've
doing
been-
that.
Yeah, But
The
ever since I've
Europeans
been in
brought
the
it.
NHL, it's always been two touch.
So listen, Reaver, I got to give you a shout out because the first time I saw you play was in Peoria, and you're just crushing guys.
Oh God.
I'm like, oh my God, like just absolutely killing guys. And you played over 900 games, man. I give you a shout out, man, for how long you've been able to stick around and
Hell
like
yeah,
play
baby.
and be effective. But what's it like as you get older now? Like you enter training camps, it's just like rosters change, all that type of stuff. You've always had a spot, you know what I mean? You never really went into camp the last several years, like not knowing like what your role would be. Like, is that how is that on your in terms of weighing on your mind mentally as you prepare for another season?
Yeah, I think when it started happening, it was a little tougher because then you start thinking maybe the career's winding down a little bit, but then you start realizing how your body feels and how if I tried to grind through 82 games, I could do it for sure, and if they wanted me to, no problem, I would love to, but the body just feels different now. When you hit this age and play the way I have, lay as many hits as I have and all the fights, it wears on the body for sure. And there's parts of my body that are going to need to be replaced when I retire here. So I think as you get older, you try and just be a voice for younger guys and help the team and be good in the locker room and help out any way you can. And sail into the sunset when it's time.
Damn right. Still getting paid, baby.
Still getting paid. Still here.
Damn right. How was the minors, though? I went through that. A lot of guys have gone through that where you're up for a while, and you're up for a long time, man. And all of a sudden you go back to the minors. I don't know how many games you played. I don't think you played too many games, but there's a lot of different shit. The visor, I saw a clip of you, and the visor's like literally all the way up. Can't believe they even let you do that, but there's a lot of different changes down there, eh?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't tell me I had to go play. I was actually skating with the skills coach for a couple of weeks, but the boys went on the road for a couple of road trips, and I started getting bored. Like I hadn't seen anybody. I just kind of wanted to be part of something, so I called and be like, "Hey, I'm going to come down and practice with the Marlies." And it was just a really good group of guys down there. I was like, I'll jump in a couple home games and, stay ready if I was called on. Unfortunately, I wasn't. But, I think I just got to the point where I just wanted to be around the boys again and not just, sit at home and bag skate by myself.
Oh, well, God. The best part is you're not like going to like, Bridgeport or something, like it's right there.
No,
right?
I wasn't hopping on any buses either.
No, I was gonna say
that wasn't happening.
They probably want you to though. They're like, "Hell, please come with us."
I know.
Yeah. It's funny about the visor because the first game it was like tilted all the way up, right? And I didn't really even think anything of it. I just thought it was just going to fly under the radar, but it was all over the internet. So then I was like, "Oh shit!" Like everybody's tweeting this out. Game 2, I played. I was like, somebody's going to say something, and nobody said anything then. And then game 3, the GM down there came up to me. He's like, "Hey, the league called and they said they want you to put the visor down." So I was like, "Ah, damn." So I go out there and I look at one of the refs. I was like, "Hey, how low do you want this thing to go?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, they said they called and that I got to put this low." And the ref goes, "I don't give a shit what you do." I was like, "Perfect."
He doesn't care, man.
Hey, you think these young fighters coming up, like they have like the same respect that maybe you guys had for the fighters when you came into the league? Because I know which guys like do, just based on some of your comments, like the comments you made about Rempe after you fought him, like, he asked you or you asked him, he said no, and you were like, I got it because it wasn't the right time. But then you fought later and you were talking to him in the box and whatnot. Some guys are pointing to scoreboards. And I mean, so everybody's just a little bit different, right? I mean, you feel like the young guys had that respect the same way it used to be?
No, I don't think so. I think, just what you talked about, there's been a couple instances, but, I think those are just isolated instances too. Like there are guys that have, respect and that are coming up that have, the first time I fought McDermott, we squared off and right before we started fighting, he went to take his visor off. He's like, "You want me to take this off?" And I was like, No. You'll get kicked out of the game. Like this is literally right as we're squaring off. So, I think there's a couple guys that maybe lack that, but for the most part, most of them are pretty good. Jans, like the tough guys around the league are usually the best guys, right?
Oh yeah. You will go around and give that "what's up, baby."
Well,
like when is that
signature?
Do you do that to everybody, or is that just like one of the guys that did chirp a little too much? You're like,
I usually do it to people. Yeah, I usually do it to people who are like chirping a little bit. I think I did it to Janot because he was talking shit like all the way up and down the ice. He's like, "Oh, you're the heavyweight of the league." Yeah, right, blah, blah, blah. And then so I had to do it to him. I think, yeah, it's more guys who chirp and then get beat up.
Yeah. There was that kid from Ottawa too, who was kind of like chasing you down a little bit. And then you like
Sabrin?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he's a lefty.
You threw him down with one hand though.
He asked me like it wasn't even like a time where I did anything, and he just wanted to make a name for himself, whatever. And I told him, do something and then I'll give you one. And he gave me like a little slew foot. And there's nothing that pisses me off more than when somebody does that at the draw. I remember Biz did that to me in St. Louis. And Hitch was yelling at me, "Don't fight him, don't fight him." And he gave me that little slew foot. And I was like, "Oh no, you're dead now." Like I don't deal with that.
He gave you a little slewy, didn't he? Biz did.
He just kicked the back of my leg, and like that pisses me off. Like on the draw, him and Sabrin did the same thing. They lined up next to me, and I was like, "Well, go do something," and they just like kicked my foot out, and like I didn't fall, but it's just like that's
dangerous.
That's disrespectful. Yeah.
Damn.
One guy who's cool though, man. We had him on, and I could just tell like you gave him a little tap after you fought him. and everyone around the league wanted to see it, was when you fought that Olivier.
Oh yeah, we had him on. Totally cool.
Yeah, like again, I don't know him, but I got a lot of respect for him, how he plays, how he fights. To me, like him and Delorier are very technical fighters. Not they're not towering over anybody, but very technical and very good fighters. And I love fighting those guys because it's kind of like a chess match.
Know what you do well? You're strong. You throw hard. You bait these guys in, Reaver. You bait them in. You're like, what's up? What's up? And they come grab you. You back up, and then you grab them real quick, and now you're in control. Like, you do that a lot, and they fall for it. And now you have the upper hand right off the bat. I don't want to give away your secrets, but I'm sure they try to figure that out, but you do a really good job of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a secret. I think everybody's kind of seen it, but at the same time, I think guys who are expecting that, there's also, a backup plan to that, right? If they don't take the bait, then there's another way I come in and catch them off guard. So, you can have a move that you use, which I do. Like I have, my signature move of, trying to control their hands and baiting them in, but you can't just have one move because, guys come out here and they watch your fights and they try and, figure out a way to beat that. And so if somebody's not taking the bait, then I got to come in and I got to do something else that's going to be effective.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if I remember correctly, you didn't fight much in Brandon, if at all, when you're in junior.
I think I had 15 fights in 3 years.
Junior or in the American League at first, you weren't fighting a lot. Like if I would have told you back then that you'd be the toughest guy in the league, like would you have believed me? Like say, hey, you're going to play 900 games and this is why.
Yeah,
because you bring this element. Did you know you had it?
I mean, I think I just always had the want to do whatever it took to be in the NHL. The turning point for me, I've told the story before, is, my first year, didn't fight a ton. I think Jan Stasny fucking screamed at me. Sorry, I don't know if we can swear on here, but
no, you can say whatever you want, bro.
Okay. Jan Stasny screamed at me one game because I grabbed a guy when there was a bunch of fights going on and my glove stayed on, and that was kind of a moment. But then the big one was at the end of that year after having just a couple fights, and they weren't much. Davis Payne sat me down, who knew he was probably next in line to get the head coaching job, and he said, if you want to play in the National Hockey League, you're not a goal scorer. You're going to have to start running around, causing chaos and fighting, fighting for your teammates, fighting for energy. And he's like, okay, well, if this is going to be the coach in the NHL, on the team I want to make, I'm going to have to take that to heart. So I went home, I started boxing all summer. And next year I basically asked everything that walked to fight. And I didn't turn anything down. That's how I got noticed.
Anybody catch you hard? Like I'm watching and I'm looking through YouTube, man. I'm just trying to find. I know McGrattan was a big one. That was like a wake up call. Like, hey, you can go McGrattan the way you did. You could fight anybody. But did you ever really get caught?
I don't think I've ever been like. I don't think I've ever been caught to the point where I've been like stunned and
buckle a little bit.
Yeah, no, actually, it's funny because I'm good friends with Foligno now, and I do that move to him all the time, and every time he's like, I can't grab you, and I kind of missed the grab against him, and he caught me with one that shook me for a second, and I got back into it. And I remember I went up to him after, and I was like, man, Moose, you finally caught me with one. Like, that's a good punch, man.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm not saying I've won every fight in my career because I haven't, but I've never been dropped by a punch. I've never been stunned to the point where I had to go down. I think it was 2 years ago, Delorier threw a left and poked me in my eye, and I kind of went like this, and I looked back at him. There was 4 of them everywhere, and so I knew that I was in one because I couldn't see anything, and so I kind of went down. And we talked about it after. He's like, man, I felt my thumb go right into your eyeballs. I'm sorry. I was like, well, it's nothing you can do. I knew he didn't do it because he's a very honest fighter. He's to me, he's one of the most honest fighters out there. Him and Olivier, and I think McDermott for the most part is a very respectful fighter too, and he's very tough as well. So a lot of respect for those guys.
What about that Wi-Fi?
Well, I mean, didn't want to give me one last year, and then immediately went -2, and we came back on a 5-goal deficit. So it is what it is.
He pointed to the scoreboard.
That's right.
He pointed to the scoreboard a little too early, I guess.
Oh man, I remember seeing
What
that.
do you think, like, when you, like, the media, like, it's so loud in Toronto, and it doesn't have to be there, but when they're like, Reaver needs to fight, or like, he didn't fight this game, he didn't fight in this situation.
The
like,
Lindgren one.
and they may not even know what is really going down. Like, is that hard to bite your lip and stay quiet about?
I mean, I think, and to be honest, I stopped looking at Twitter since I got to Toronto, because there's some outrageous people over there that, sit in their basements and tweet some garbage. But, I think for the most part, people don't quite understand the ins and outs and things. And I'll be the first to admit, I probably should have fought a little bit more this year. Now, was there a lot of opportunity? Not really. Like, we played Philly 3 times. I think Delorier was hurt twice. 2 of those games, I believe I got scratched for one. I think I got scratched against McDermott the last time we played. He got scratched the first time we played, or first 2 times we played. Olivier had a broken hand the first time we played him, and then I fought him later in the season. But there just wasn't, like, there's not a lot of those guys out there anymore that are going to fight me. And I just didn't have a lot of run-ins. I was down in the mind. I was sent down for a bit. I was scratched a lot of games. So it just wasn't a lot of opportunity. Now, yeah, I do wish I for sure fought more, but, we'll see what next year brings.
When you have a coach, though, who's as experienced in fighting as Chief, like, there's not too many of those guys. Like, is he asking you to fight?
No,
what's that communication like? Okay.
Yeah, he never tells me to go and fight. I don't think I've ever had a coach tell me to go fight. I think if they're telling me to go fight, I don't know my role anymore.
Yeah, me neither. They tell you not to fight.
Yeah,
you calm down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, Hitch used to scream at me not to fight. Like, he used to scream from the bench.
You yelled him back, wouldn't you? When you yelled him back,
Cam can't get over that. By the way,
I know I can't. Well, every coach is different,
Yeah.
and Hitch is probably one of those guys that kind of invites that. I never really dealt with too many of those, and I just remember hearing stories of you being like, "Shut the fuck up, Hitch," and just like chirp him on the bench.
but not just you though either.
Well,
Like,
I
other guys that were going
everybody,
at it
yeah.
with Hitch.
I've told the story a million times, but like I grabbed him by his tie one time because he was just screaming at me. Like, I turned the puck over, I sit down, he's screaming at me the whole time I get by. And finally I turned around, I was like, "You don't shut the fuck up." And I turned back around and I was like, "Oh, I should not have done that." And I went to go apologizing to him the next day, and he's like, he couldn't have cared less. And so I was like, it's not like I strangled him with his tie. I just like grabbed him. Just like, enough, all right?
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have picked that up actually.
So he means that. Like, when he says he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if guys come back at him, like, he really doesn't care.
That was one thing I really respected about Hitch is you can get into an argument or, a fuck you match with him, and it was just over, right? For the most part. Sometimes there's a little spillover, but the next day there was never any issues, and a lot of time he'd be like, "I don't even know what you're talking about." And it was just like heat of the moment thing, and it's forgotten. You know what I mean?
What about you chirping Otter? I think you were with the Rangers. He's on the bench, and I was like, you captured his chirping the shit out of you. The camera's right there. I don't know if somebody was just maybe that was
no, you heard everything.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You had the water
I
bottle.
don't remember
going,
what I said, but any time I can chirp him, I'm taking the
You
opportunity.
said,
chirp, though.
You said, "What the fuck are you looking at?" That's what you said.
He's like, you're a
probably
fourth
said
liner.
something about his gut or something like that. I don't
You
know.
said you look old.
Well, he could. Hey, Reaver, he could chirp though. Like,
Oh,
you want to go
he's
toe to
one of
toe
the
with
best.
him, he's gonna get you.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best. I learned a lot from him. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
Yeah.
So funny. But how was New York? Like, how
I was in New York.
Yeah, and like, how's this Panarin kid? I'm always interested in some of these Russians, man. Like, is he a cool cat?
He's one of the coolest guys, one of the coolest Russians I've met. Like, him and his wife, so humble. Like, doesn't carry around an iPhone. He carries a flip phone only because like, people got to get a hold of him. But like, we get there's like an app we'd get your schedule on, and this guy doesn't have this app, so every day I got to text him. It's like, "Hey, we got a meeting," or I was like, hey, I'm picking you up, whatever it was, but it was just like constantly, I was like his secretary. But he was a real cool kid. He would come over after we landed, like, let's say we landed after a road trip and we had the day off. He'd come over at like 1 a.m. He'd race home, go grab a bottle of his Russian vodka, and we'd sit downstairs and just take shots of vodka and play basketball at 4 a.m. Like, I love Brett.
Yeah, he went through some shit like with his family in Russia.
Politically.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to him about that? You don't have to get the details, but
No, I never really got too deep into that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough conversation.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know. I just popped in my head. I'm like,
What about a guy like Tom Wilson, man? Are there other guys you think who are who score a lot, who, if they wanted to, like, they could fight all the time also? I mean, there was like the Milan Lucic guy, the guys of the past maybe a little bit. But Tom Wilson, like, besides him and Brady Tkachuk, man, we just don't see too many guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. A lot of those are kind of unicorns, right? They don't exist that often with big guys who are that tough that could put the puck in the neck and lay big hits and can really play. I think those. Willie's a great player, and we've had our differences on the ice. I've met him off the ice. He's a great guy. But yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, you did. You fucking rocked him that one time. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it was one of those hits where it's like, should I not? And you were committed, like you might as well just do it.
No, it's always should. It's always should.
Just get him.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't think it was interference. To be honest, I didn't think it was late. I didn't get a fine or suspension.
No,
so
it was good. It was a good hit. But it's always, those are kind of borderline ones where you're just like, you're in the way. Like, I can get him right now. He's looking the other way. You know what I mean? Yeah,
he was looking at his pass a little bit, but and you don't want to see a guy's head bounce off the ice like that, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the peak of us hating each other on the ice was those years in Vegas and obviously them beating us in the finals and yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a good player, and we've had him on.
Yeah,
he's down
great,
there. He's
man.
humble, dude.
Yeah, I was at Chandler Stevenson's wedding, and I hung out with him a ton, actually.
Yeah, I think we said it last time you were on. Like I could see you guys would be friends if you guys knew each other or whatever.
100% we would. 100% we would.
Are you gambling a lot in fucking Vegas?
Oh no! Actually, I went out to dinner with Mitchie yesterday, and I lost $70, and I'm not happy about it.
It'll get you, man.
All the cash I brought, though, but no, I don't really gamble that much.
No, stay away from
always
it.
wins, you know what I mean?
Fuck that. I don't either, man. Spend enough money on shit.
What do you think of him coming to Vegas, man? Like, if players ask you about Vegas, like, what's your response? Like, what do you tell them?
I mean, it's just there's just nothing to hate here. Like, it's very easy living. There's no traffic, and especially coming from Toronto, like, traffic has just been atrocious there. But there's no traffic. It's hot all year. The organization treats you really well. Obviously a good team, but look at my background right now. Like, this is what you're living in all year. So, what's there to complain about?
You think he'll be a good fit out there? Like, did you just kind of have a feeling that probably wasn't going to work out? Like everyone's freaking out in Toronto. What about the players? Like, what's your guys' reaction to it?
Look, Mitchie earned the right to go wherever he wants, and he's dedicated a lot of his career, his whole career to Toronto, and a hometown guy, and he's poured everything he had into it, and sometimes it's just time to move on. There's not much else to say about that. I'm happy for him. He deserved the contract he got. I wish him the best here for sure.
Do you think he gets like unfair treatment from the fans? I mean, he's getting rocked pretty good by people.
I mean, I think they can be a little ruthless to him. I guess just because he's the hometown guy, and sometimes fans want to point fingers at somebody. And but yeah, I think. Yeah, I think there's two sides to the fans in Toronto. I think there's the ones who just want to win so bad that they're willing to drag anybody through the dirt, and then there's just the loyal fans that just want to cheer on a good team. Unfortunately, there's a lot of fans there, right? So you get a lot of both, and I think it's tough for any player when you're reading all the hate that you get, and it's just it's probably just frustrating.
Do you like being in a market where you're getting recognized everywhere and like you're cruising around and people? I mean, because when you're winning, like it can be a great place to play.
Sure.
But even when you're winning, those people you're talking about will still find something to complain about and be negative. You know, it's just a lot, man. This seems overwhelming in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's anywhere. I think there's always going to be people who find something negative to say. You know, there's doesn't matter what market you're in. There's always somebody who just wants to drag you down, and you know, you just can't pay attention to that. You know, I like Toronto. There's to be honest, I don't go out a lot there. I cannot stand the traffic, and so I don't make my way downtown. It's like a 45-minute drive for me because they just shut down a couple lanes there. So yeah, I've probably been downtown besides a game maybe 3-4 times the whole year.
Yeah, I get that. Same here. I'm really, you know what I mean? We're committed way out. It's tough. Although we don't have traffic, too bad of traffic. What can you say about St. Louis? I mean, you played in different markets, man. Cool markets, play with a lot of different players. Like, what's different about St. Louis that maybe like players would need to know? What's
different about St. Louis? Don't judge St. Louis by downtown. That's what I gotta say. I mean, when you're coming into a city, a lot of times it's all you see, right? You fly in, you get on the bus, and you're downtown normally, and you're usually not venturing out into the other parts of the city. St. Louis's downtown is I haven't been downtown in a while, like out really there. But when I was there, they were just kind of building like Ballpark Village and a couple of these other spots where they're trying to spruce it up a bit. But you get outside the city and it is beautiful, and there's some really cool places to go and play, really nice places to live. But yeah, you just don't see that when you come in for a day trip.
I feel like you guys were so tight, man, when you played here. I remember when you got traded, like how many guys like went over to whoever's house, Shaddy's or somebody's. I don't know where you guys all went, but all the players came over, man. It was like that was kind of starting to see some guys like leave who had been here for a long time. Had you played on other teams like that where it was that tight, like, or is St. Louis kind of the tighter teams you played on?
I would say St. Louis is the tightest team I've ever been on. Vegas was definitely a lot like that too. Yeah, I don't know. It was just the group of guys we had. I think it was a little bit of the era where it was a little bit easier to go out without people hassling you all the time. Not everybody was like posting everything on Instagram and not trying to hide from everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, when Chris Stewart and Shaddy and all and Steiner and Jax, when all of us were there, I think that was probably the tightest group I've ever been with. And we had really good teams, obviously never got over the hump in the playoffs, but yeah, we rolled together for sure.
How do you think Steiner will be as a GM?
I think Steiner will do good at anything he wants to do good at. Like he's a great hockey mind. He's a great person. He was an unbelievable player, and he understands the game, and I think he really understands how to communicate with guys. I think he's going to do a great job there.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
What do you want to do, man? Like, you got options. Like, I know you can still play and do your thing, all good, but you got to be kind of thinking about it. And like shit, you got options, baby. You played a long time, played for a lot of different markets, know a lot of people. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Man, like it changes daily, to be honest. And you're right. Since I'd say the last year or two, it's kind of really crossed my mind a lot more. I think I'd be a good coach. I think I would like to coach. Now, do I want to go to an AHL team and ride the bus and do that again? I don't know if my back and my shoulders can deal with a bus anymore. Yeah. But I think I would really enjoy coaching. I think I would enjoy getting into management. The sound of, trying to build a team, a championship team, sounds like a really good time. And I'm very interested in that. Discuss TV, that's kind of, yes and no, depending on the day. Also just discuss maybe running some hockey camps and coaching my kid. I think it changes daily. I'd coach. I stand on the bench for my son's game sometimes, and I stand up there like I'm trying to get ready for a real game, and I'm yelling at these kids. And I enjoy it. So we'll see.
How old are they?
Yelling at these kids.
He's 9.
Okay,
Yeah,
so my
baby.
son is
Yep.
coming out. My son's 9, man. He's got a tournament out there next week, so
Oh yeah.
that's a good age to yell at him. You know?
Yeah,
They need to
like-
be yelled at that age.
Yeah, I run some of their practices too, and some of these kids just don't listen. And I don't play that, so they they get the full treatment.
I saw Max Pacioretty at a tournament. Like he's got kids around the same age, got a bunch of kids, whatever. But sounds like you guys have a great setup there in Vegas. Like there's ice available all the time to bring your kids out there and skate and stuff. So
Yeah, oh man, his kids are crazy at hockey. Like they're prodigies. You should see these kids play. If you're ever playing against their team, you're going to be in trouble.
I know. No, they were. He's got a son 1 year older. So we were in the same tournament, but they were 1 year older. So I saw a bunch of their games. I see them playing now with the Brick, man. They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
they
listen, what happened? The Darnell Nurse situation, man. When you hit him, like, when do you know? Like, when are you committed to that hit? Because people were like on both sides of the fence, man. After the hit,
We
like,
stuck up for you on that one.
I mean, some people were like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." Sometimes you see a guy with blood all over his face. It makes you think that maybe it's more reckless than it is. But how did you see the hit?
I mean, I saw it. I was an inch too fast. Honestly, like I didn't jump, I didn't extend, I didn't throw an elbow. I just was a little bit too ahead of him. While he was, staring at the puck coming around the net. That's just how it was. And it's a fast game, and I think you guys know me. I don't try and play like that ever. I pride myself on playing, hard but playing clean. That just was just moving a little too quick there.
Were you surprised? Because he's hit guys too. I mean, he's wild too. I mean, you get put in those situations so much. Bad things happen. But were you surprised with his kind of like his statement afterwards towards you?
Well, I don't know if I was surprised with the statement. I think when you play against a player like me, you tend to hate them either way. I was more surprised of his statement than immediately cross-checking a guy in the neck twice and throwing an elbow at somebody. I believe he got suspended a couple games later, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, if you're gonna say that about me, then you probably shouldn't be doing that. But
it's all good.
who am I to judge?
I get that.
Do you feel like when you play for the Leafs, like when a situation like that happens, it's so loud,
Ugh,
everyone's
yeah.
talking about it, that if you were playing in like Carolina or something, like maybe you wouldn't have gotten 5 games for it or something?
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I think it is louder for sure. It's the hockey mecca of the world. So there's eyes on every single second of every game there, and every move everybody makes there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but it is definitely a lot more eyes on there.
Do you have an individual rivalry with anybody, like more so than Evander Kane? Like I feel like you can't stand that guy. Like it's real.
No, oh yeah, it is real. I don't know. I don't think that's ever something that's going to change.
Well, why? I mean, he plays kind of like you. He's a good player. Is he
He's a great
chirping too
player.
much? Is he chirping too much?
Yeah, he chirps too much. And I think it started early in our career when he would just he always said he'd beat me up. It was just like what he always loved to tell me. He's like, I would kill you, but then would never fight unless there was a ref right there. And then he'd try and throw a punch, and then he was telling guys that he asked me to fight and I turned him down, and it was like, listen, man, I don't think anybody's believing that when I've been chasing you around for 6 years and you won't fight me, and then all of a sudden, I don't want to give you one. Like, come on.
I think you did fight him,
We did, yeah. We
beat him up pretty good, and there was a referee right there, actually.
Well, in the playoffs, we fought. We finally got one, yeah. So, and then unfortunately, I, didn't love how I fought there. That was one. I've had a couple fights where there's guys I really hated and been trying to fight, and I see red, and I don't fight well like that. I'm a very calm fighter,
Yep.
and so that wasn't my favorite fight, but still got him with a couple.
Yeah, you connected on a couple.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
It is weird though, man. Some guys just get at you, dude. They everybody's chirping everybody. Especially when you're on the ice, you're doing things, you're acting fucking tough. Of course, you're going to get chirped back. But some guys, they just they get into you. And you're like, God damn. It's weird how that works.
Well, it's not that he gets into me. It's just the way he he carries like the way he carries it. You know what I mean? It's don't tell people you asked me to fight when you didn't. Don't tell me you're going to beat me up and then not fight me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to tell you I'm going to beat you up, you got to back it up, right? That's my whole thing. I'm not walking around telling guys I'm going to beat you up and then saying no, I'm not going to fight you.
I get that.
So I think that that was back in the St. Louis days, and that's kind of how it all started when he was with Buffalo and whoever else.
Hey,
A lot of our teams.
what was everybody saying in the Minnesota room after the almost fight between Bennington and Fleury? Like, and you'd like Bennington too, man, if you
Yeah.
play with him.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he is
would.
actually cool as shit. Like, and he's calmed down the last couple of years, but
Yeah.
Great guy.
as a player who's around the net, like, have you had any run-ins with him? And what'd you think of that situation? Did you play in that game? I think you did, right?
I did, yeah. I think I scored in that game too, actually.
Oh, what's up, baby?
Actually, to be
I
honest,
think I did. You know you did.
I'll be honest. I might have been 1-1 in that game. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
You know.
But no, I think we all just because Flowers just always wanted to get one, and always something happens when I believe there's always something that happens when he plays against Binner. So I think Binner had a run in with Hartman maybe.
Yeah.
And there's a scrum in front of that there, and there's just like a couple things that kind of piled on to that, and it was too bad because I know he really wanted that one.
Man.
Well, I mean, it's the linesmen that get in the way.
People are pissed about
I
that.
know, like they just let it go. You know
Let
what I
it
mean?
go.
People want to see it, like just let it go.
Is that Kaprizov cool?
Really cool. He's a great guy, like great kid.
Another good Russian boy?
Another good Russian boy. I haven't met too many Russians that I don't like, to be honest.
Give me your top 5 Russians.
Yeah.
Top 5 Russians? Well, I think I only know 5, to be honest. Bread, Vova, Gino.
Does he know your name?
He does. Actually, I hung out with Gino a lot. It's funny. We went to a basketball game in Washington, and it was me, some Russian diplomat he knew, and Gonchar, because he was the coach at the time. And so they take me to this Russian restaurant, and I'm sitting there, and Gino's talking Russian the whole time, and Gonch is sitting there translating every word for me. And I was like, God damn, can you just speak English? And then we're driving to the game, and I was like, he's talking about this Russian diplomat and like how he lives here or whatever. And I just kind of look at the guy. I was like, what does Russian diplomat mean? And he adjusts the mirror. He looks at me. I'm in the back seat. He goes, if I want to kill you, I kill you, and they can't do nothing about it. Oh, shit. No problem.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. In Washington? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Reaver,
He was a cool guy. I don't remember his name, but he was a cool guy.
hey, how do you?
great.
People always say like the fighters today, they wouldn't be able to handle themselves like even 20 years ago, 90s. Like,
Yeah.
how would you do in the 90s?
I don't know.
You do good, dude. What do you think?
I mean, back then those guys were, jacked. I guess I'd just be as big as I was when I first came in the league, even bigger, and I'd be, boxing all the time and smelling salts before every shift.
You're doing that anyway.
Dave Brown,
Yeah, I know, but
Twister would be tough to deal with. You'd have a good one, Proby. I mean, I'm looking at. I always think about this kind of shit. I'm just thinking of some guys. Even '90s guys, man, you had a lot of them. But I'd say like
Domi.
Domi too would be very difficult to deal. He's going to spin you on. Brashear's not easy to deal with. But I was looking at Larock is tough. But I'm just thinking about like guys going against like you fought McGrattan. Like Olivier would do good against McGrattan. Like they'd go toe to toe.
yeah.
He'd be great against Colton Orr. It'd be an unbelievable fight. You know what I mean? Those guys are big, strong guys.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of them.
just I think too, back in the day was less technical fighting, more just swinging, right? I think you saw a lot more of that. Obviously guys had their styles and their ways to get inside of guys and stuff like that, but I think there was a little more just open face, like you punch me, I'll punch you, and see who starts bleeding first back in the day.
Remember we were playing the Oilers. I've told this story too, but Remember we were playing on a team together on the line, and
Oh, yeah.
fucking big Stevie McIntyre came up and little 10-2 and said, "Daddy's home," and we
Well,
both look at each other like, "Fuck."
well, because you remember what happened before that?
What?
Well, you fought
Vandermeer.
Vandermeer. You went to the box, puck dropped. I fought Theo Peckham, and I was beating him up, and the refs kind of got there, but he wouldn't let me go. So I started firing up the crowd, and he did not take kindly to that. And then McIntyre was rattled about that. So we both got out of the box at the same time. Hitch put us right on the ice. Matt comes over. "Hey, boys, Daddy's home. Who wants another one?" I look back at you. I was like, my hand's a little sore right now. It's like, "Gents, you want that one?"
Oh my God. He's scary, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'd never fought a heavy yet. Like that, when you were there, you were kind of taking all the heavies, and I wasn't quite taking the heavies. And then when you left, that's when I was like, okay, well, this is my time now.
Remember how that all went down, man?
Yeah.
Listen, it's weird because you took my job, and I knew it was like a slower process, and I just knew day by day this is happening. And I remember going on a road trip, and we were down in Chesterfield, and you show up with another young kid. I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. I was hurt. You go out there and have a fucking unbelievable game against the Kings. You score a goal, you do this, although they beat us. Then you played Anaheim, you score another goal. Then you fucking knock out Kyle Clifford. You knock him out, and I'm like, oh my God. And Caruso comes in to the trainer's room in Anaheim after he's doing all this.
Says you lost
He
your
goes,
job.
"You're gone." I was rattled.
Oh,
I go, "What are they gonna do?" And he's just laughing. He's like, "Yeah, man. Like Reaver's ready." It's just that's a tough one, man. I did it to DJ King. I took his job, and
Hey,
it just fucking happens, baby.
It happens. Like when I was in Vegas, that Keegan Kolesar came here, and I knew, you know what I mean? I knew he was there to replace me, and I just remember he slowly started taking my spot, and then we lost in the playoffs, and me and him actually became pretty tight. Like I was trying to really help him out and, just kind of teach him the ropes. And he came up to me, we were banged up at the end of the year. He goes, "Man, just anybody else. I wish I just took anybody else's spot." I was like, "You know what, man? You can't think that way, because I took somebody's spot." I actually said, like, I took Cam Jansen's spot, right? And somebody's going to take your spot one day. And it's just how you deal with that is how you got to move forward. So it's just the way of hockey.
But the good player, man, the good teammates know. And Eric Bolton and I played together, and he's in a game, I'm in it, but we're best buddies. And a lot of guys can't deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be able to compete that way, but still be friends. It's actually a tough thing to do. It really
is hard. It is hard, but I think what's the point of sitting there and making a guy's life miserable when he's just chasing his dream, right? He's not. He didn't come here with the intention of taking your job. He's just been working his ass off to make the NHL, and he's not picking whose job he's taking. That's somebody else's call. So
and be better. Be better. You are better than me. It's just how it is. So anyway,
I love that, man. That's good. That's good perspective. Hey, can I ask you?
Thank you.
You got hurt, and you were going off the ice in the tunnel, and you fell, dude.
Oh, jeez.
And it looked like I'm like, oh my God. What was the injury, and how bad did it hurt when you fell? Like, what happened there?
So I got a bad knee, and so sometimes when I hit my kneecaps swing, because I tore my patella, so my kneecap swings to the side of my leg, and my leg locks, and so I got to kick it forward really hard, and the kneecap will swing back and pop back in. And a lot of times when I do that, once it pops back in, it's sore, but it's okay. And I think I wanted to just test it myself. So I was like, telling the trainers, get off me. And it wasn't stairs going down. It's like a ramp. And so I went to plant on it by myself to just like convince myself I was okay. And my knee just gave out. And because it was a ramp, my foot slipped out in front of me and I just went right on my ass. And I was like, and of course they caught it on TV too.
Oh my God, man, it looked like it was bad.
Have you had that many bad injuries?
Not horrible ones. No, I've torn my MCLs a ton of times. I've damaged my patella and MCL a ton of times. My shoulders are, completely destroyed, but, nothing significant. I think I've only been on LTIR 3 times. And one was for, high ankle sprain that, we needed roster spot. Broke my hand in St. Louis one year, and then that knee.
So not bad.
Other one. No, I mean,
bad.
well, for 15 years and the way I play, that's pretty
shit.
pretty good.
Hey, how's Matthews as a captain? Are you guys pretty tight?
Yeah, actually, he's not what you think he is. Like, I feel like he looks a little more reserved than he is when he's talking on the cameras. But he's a great guy. He loves to joke around. Hangs out with the boys. He was one of my boys in Toronto for sure.
What about Matthew Nyes? How's he? Big, young, tough,
And
strong kid.
I said at the very beginning of the year last year, because Nyes had a good season the year before. But I said coming into last year, he was the one guy I was the most excited to see. You do the skates before training camp and just kind of playing 5-on-5 shinny. He just looked like his confidence was sky high, and he's a big, strong guy. Like, kind of, again, one of those guys that they don't come around very often, where they play really physical. They can put the puck in the net. It's hard to take the puck off him. He's good in front of the net. He's got good hands. Like, he's kind of the complete package of what you want out of a player.
Yeah, I like him, man.
What about Nylander? He's cool too, man. I mean, from afar.
He's one of the most skilled players I've ever played with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a fun guy? Is he a nice guy? Is he outgoing?
Yeah, he
Remember
is.
his dad? I played against his daddy. He was cool as shit. He was actually a nice guy.
You think he's more skilled than Matthews? Like he's the most skilled guy on the team?
I think they're just different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think Matthews is very good at finding spots to score. He is one of the most accurate shots out there. He plays very hard defensively. Really good stick. Willie, you just can't take the puck off him because he's so good on his edges, and he can fly with the puck going any direction, and he'll make one move and make you miss. And Matty can do that too. I think they're just a little bit different skill wise.
All right, man. Hey, what's your mentality now? Like heading into the season, like I mean, are you fully expect to go back to Toronto and like you want to keep playing? Like there's nothing there, right? That you're considering not playing. Like I know you said you're thinking about life after hockey, but you're still focused on playing this season, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still want to play, and I'm 83 games from 1,000 right now. So
yeah, man.
I would love to be able to hold on for another 2 years and hit that, and then ride into the sunset. I don't think I can make it past 2 more years, but I would love to get that. And I think the dream is always the Stanley Cup. And then as I got older, when I first came in the league, I remember looking at my wife and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I hit 100 games in the NHL? And then all of a sudden I hit 100. I was like, man, imagine I hit 2. And then I was like, all of a sudden I was at 5. And then I was like, well, maybe I can chase 1,000 here. And, for a player who plays like me, I think it would be a pretty cool accomplishment. So, Stanley Cup, 1,000 games in that order. So I would love to have the opportunity to try and get it.
Not many guys who have done it, man, who have, who play your role. Like
Domi.
There's not many.
Yeah.
We need an 84 game season a
didn't.
year sooner. We need an 84 game season this year.
I know. What is it, next season?
Next season.
Yeah, I think it's next. Yeah.
Well,
It's all
either way, I would have needed, I don't know if I was going to play 82 this year. So either way, I would need the 2 seasons. So hopefully I can earn one more contract.
Dude, you're going to ride off in the sunset, even if you hit fucking 1,000 games or not, dude. You are.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Just
for
think
sure.
about it.
I was hoping
That's what you're
Shaddy was going to get signed and have a chance to get to 1,000 too,
I know.
man.
I know.
I felt
David
so bad for
Backus didn't get to 1,000.
Dude.
Jackman didn't. That's hard, man.
Did Osh?
Oshie did, yeah.
Yeah, Osh did. Yeah. I felt bad for Shaddy because I feel like his last year he still played very well, and I think he could have helped some teams out still.
I agree with that.
Can you relate to Petro's situation? Just you get to a certain point where your body just kind of you can't control your body breaking down, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, he must be at the point where he just said like I can't keep walking around feeling like this, and it takes a toll. Like I've had points in the last few years where I go to bed and my shoulders just completely go to sleep, and it's like I don't know if I can keep doing this. And then, you just kind of work it out and it gets better. But he must just be at the point where, it's just every day and it's just not worth, dealing with it anymore. And, maybe he, whatever, I don't know if he needs surgery or whatever it is, but maybe he deals with it and feels unbelievable and comes back. But, his body must have just told him it's time.
How's that beer business? You still got that going on?
Yeah, it's me being away has kind of hurt us a little bit. Because I didn't have any employees. I was kind of pushing everything. I was going to grocery stores and bars and throwing parties and going to bars and pouring beer, and it was it was a good time. But COVID hurt because everybody shut down to 25% here in Vegas, and so they weren't ordering local stuff. They were ordering Budweiser, Bud Light, just stuff that they knew they could sell quick.
Yep.
And then I got traded right after that, and so that was basically it. So
that's the way it is, dude. You could start whatever the fuck you want, Reaver, if you want to start back up. You can do whatever you want, baby.
What'd you call it? 75 Brewing? Wasn't that what it was?
7.5.
7.5. Let's go.
Yeah.
You should send me, if you have any in stock, send Andy and I. We'll drink the shit out of it.
He's a fan. He likes that forehands, man.
Does he?
Yeah, a bunch of guys do. I still send it out to David Perron, man. He still loves the forehands too.
Forehands was my favorite beer when I was in St. Louis. Snake oil. But they don't make the snake oil anymore. But that was my favorite beer.
Real quick, and then we got a couple more for you. How's your diet? Are you eating steak? Are you eating chicken? Are you a carnivore? Or have you kind of... Okay, that's what I thought.
No, I'll tell you this. If I don't have meat for every single meal of the day, you can't even come around. To be honest, I don't even know if that's ever happened. Like, I got to have eggs in the morning, and then there's got to be some type of protein for both my meals. I could never do like the vegan diet or anything like that. I'd be a very grumpy human.
You'd look like Andy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not going to go well for anybody.
Reaver, you're the man, dude. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
I know it's fucking weekend holiday shit.
Are you celebrating 4th of July tonight?
You better.
Aren't you like an American citizen too? When did that happen?
Right, you are.
I've been dual. I've always been dual. I just never had my American passport. So the year I actually got traded from St. Louis was when I got my American passport finally. Right. But see this mountain up here, we might try and drive to the top or do whatever and look, because like we're higher than the strip from Summerlin. Yeah. And so if you just get a little bit of height, you can see the whole city light up with fireworks. And then if you can see the strip, they usually do like a synchronized fireworks show down the strip. So we might just try and find a spot where we can see down there.
There you go. How many kids you have now?
2, boy, girl, 9 and 6.
Okay,
cool,
awesome, man.
Good for you.
Yeah,
good for you, dude. We're rooting for you, man.
Yep.
We'll keep in touch. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Thanks.
See ya. The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Ryan Reaves. We wish him the best of luck.
he'll be fine. Whatever's going to
made
happen.
A lot of money, man. This guy's played over 900 games. He wants to get to 1,000. That would be important.
912 or something like that?
Something like
930?
that. I think he has 83 games to go. 84.
That'd
maybe.
be tough. Oh, God, for him to get 1,000. That's a lot of games, man. Damn, good for him. He did damn good.
It would maybe take him 2 or 3 years to get that.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
It's a lot of games. Holy shit.
I hope someone gives him the chance to do it, though. There's not many tough guys who can play 1,000 games.
Well, he's gonna be able to make money outside of hockey like no other. He just has that charisma. He's smart. He's funny. He's willing to talk about shit.
He's played in markets that'll provide opportunities.
Played in markets. Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah. Always popular every market he goes to.
You'll have opportunity to do a lot of things. You know, has a good reputation.
Yeah.
Never got jammed up with anything.
No,
Think about it.
No.
He's been married for a while. Like, he's had a kid for a while. Like,
dude.
it's not like he's fucking
He's
getting in
got
fights.
Multiple kids, no issues off the ice.
I remember like partying with him even when he was single. Like you can just tell when you know a kid that's young, drinking. He was totally cool.
Yeah.
Never fucking was acting tough. None of that bullshit. That you learn a lot at a young age, not being able to do that and still have fun.
Yeah.
Like not getting in fights at a fucking bar. Like, you know, I don't know. Good for him, man. He's a good dude. He's a different person than you think. Well, you see Ryan Reaves and he's fucking blah, he's like fucking this after. Like he's way more cocky when the camera's on him. But if you really talk to him, like he's really pretty humble.
Yeah.
Like he is. You know what I mean? sometimes it's hard to be humble when you've done what you've done in his case, right? Like, you're a heavy fucking way. You've done shit. You're popular. But he really is, if you really talk to him, all that extra shit is, it's not really him.
And the star players like him on the team, man.
You know.
Why wouldn't they?
He gets a lot of attention. You know, the camera, when he was really playing like consistently with the Leafs, the camera was on him.
I feel like when he went
to
to Vegas, dude, is when it really started for him.
The camera was on him every day after games, after this, and he'd just be like, "Camera's on me again. What's up?" Boom. And some of the things he'd said maybe kind of got misconstrued because he's like, "I'm trying to entertain you," and I get that and I appreciate that. But if he's sat in here right now, he'd just be like, "Yeah, God," he just would be a normal guy.
I will say in our interview, and you guys can tell me if you think differently, but he's probably as calm and as chill in this interview than really I see him in any interview that
cocky,
he does.
None of that shit.
Because some interviews he can be kind of cocky and stuff like that, but like not in a way where it rubs you the wrong way, but just like
maybe he does. You know,
I don't know.
I've seen interviews that I've done, and I felt like I'm like, oh God, you know, like the way you have to explain things in fighting, you feel like you're cocky afterwards, you know, with stuff. So, anyway, he's a good dude, man. He is. He had a hell of a career. Still going. Still making motherfucking money.
You think Toronto has him on like their roster next year? Like, how's that going to play?
I don't know. It goes quick.
If you were him, because like
I'm not playing the minors. I'll tell you that.
Would you play in the minors?
No. I didn't want. I think I could have played another year in the minors.
But he's owed like a little over $1 million, whatever. He's got to play this year though, wherever they tell him. If he wants to collect that money, unless they tell him to stay home, we're going to pay you out of respect.
Okay, I'm saying if you're making that money in the minors, but I wouldn't play in the minors again. Sign a contract.
But if you have 1 year left on your deal,
I'm making that money. He didn't make $40 million. He needs to make that money for sure.
But he's not going on the bus.
He said he wasn't.
He may not do road games
for 1.6. Yeah, you are. You didn't sign a $56 million contract. You're not Nick Leddy. You're not Brandon Saad. No offense, and we pumped his tires up. You need to make that fucking money. If I'm him, just suck it up. Now, are you fighting every heavy down there? Is there heavies? I don't know. 10 years ago, it'd be a lot different.
And the Leafs would be stupid just to like leave him down there all year long. Let him come up.
Sure. Bring him up, bring him down. You just make that money up. You earn that. Yeah. Don't let it go to waste. Because once you retire for a couple of years, it's hard to make that money up. Like you'll be able to do a lot of things, but you have that in your pocket. Make it. Right?
Free agency day was just kind of like nothing.
Whatever. And it sucks for you because that's like you're okay.
I mean, whatever.
I was just saying, like,
yeah, no, I see. I hear what you're saying.
I'm not chirping.
I don't care. Like, honestly, I don't.
Whatever.
Chase down.
You had some good ones.
Scoop.
You had some good
more
ones.
So than like if I just happened to get one.
Oh, I think a lot of people disagree with you because their podcasts, their tweets matter to a point where they would make more money. They would be for sure.
But I'm just saying, I just talk to a lot of people naturally who I know more so than like, okay, who's this guy? I got to call his agent. Who I may not know or not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really do that as much anymore. But it's just like you just have your normal people who you talk to in the industry all the time. You know, there's a good handful of people that are in your inner circle, if you will, that are just kind of in the know.
I think the bottom line is the Buffalo Sabres, no offense to Tage Thompson, are still the most embarrassing thing fucking going.
My God. Well, Paterka wanted out of there.
I mean, come on.
Now
Byron, like, okay.
No, but Byron, I will say this about Byron.
Like,
he doesn't want to sign there long term.
Well, there you go. Although people have. Tage
and Owen Power and Darlene.
Darlene, who I love too.
They've
good for them.
Signed there long term.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. And, you know, you go back to
fans got to respect that.
Other guys, man, who
won it out.
Played there when the team was having success.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Buffalo's not a fucking terrible market, dude.
No.
They're a terrible organization.
Here it is, dude. But that's a big deal.
It's a great market.
That's a big deal.
And I just feel like whenever I hear anyone speak on behalf of their organization, it just never comes across with a lot of confidence. No one comes across with a ton of like.
It's not fair to the fans, man.
Bravado or just, it's just kind of like.
But just give Tage and Owen and fucking.
It's like Chicago's getting chirped a lot right
I know they are. And the GM.
That's what I mean. But you know what? Listen, don't just spend money.
What they do?
Don't just spend money just to spend money.
Like
the Los Angeles Kings did. What the hell are the LA Kings doing? I mean, Kenny Holland, I like Kenny Holland a lot, man. I respect this guy for what he's done as a general manager in the NHL, all the championships he won.
He's done a lot, Andy.
But just because you have a lot of money to spend doesn't mean you have to spend all of it. I think this is the end of the LA Kings.
They're getting older.
I thought last year this was like an organization that was coming up, trending the right way. They got a bunch of pieces they can build around, and they're going to be a handful to deal with for a long time. And now I feel like, I don't know, man, like they're just adding players to add players and giving them significant contracts and significant money. If I was an LA Kings fan, I'd be pissed, man. And I just don't, that's not how you win. I don't think you win by just randomly bringing in players and hoping that it all works and all these guys come together and now you're stuck with them for X number of years. Why would you do that? Spend the money on a player that's really going to make a difference. And if there's nobody there this time,
calm down then.
Then wait till next year to spend the money.
Well, we'll see what happens with that.
So they had $25 million in cap space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they signed Cody Cece's 31, Brian Dumoulin 33, Kuzmenko is 29, Anton Forsberg 32, Joel Armia 32, and Corey Perry who's 40.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on.
And they all got like deals, you know. So
we'll see how that plays out.
I just don't. I just feel like you're just adding guys to add guys, man. And I don't know if that's the
I don't know.
best route to go. I'd rather just be patient. That's why I'm not really chirping Chicago. Like, there's going to come a time when there's going to be some big players available, and maybe you go after those guys.
And there's probably some guys in their system right
like
now
if you're
that
not
are coming up that are like, ooh, yeah. They've had a lot of picks,
Oh,
man.
yeah. And if you're not if you're not signing Marner or Sam Bennett or
What are we
Marchand
doing?
or
Did you see,
Michael Granlund, for example,
Yeah. Did you see
who the Blues wanted to sign.
Jonathan Toews is like, I'll do anything. I'll play on the fourth line.
Would you have a problem?
Yeah.
Should they just make him their captain?
Not even, dude, I wouldn't even consider that.
But even Toews, I get the excitement with signing Jonathan Toews. But if anybody has any clue what kind of player he's going to be, like
No one does.
You might as well.
No one does.
You see the future?
But he's not. If it doesn't work out, it's an easy fix with him. It's all bonus money,
It's all
right?
a lot,
so
of, a lot of bonus money. But like,
he's gonna be a good. He'll
they're
be a good third
signing
line
him,
guy.
Cam. Let's be honest, to be an impact player and help that team win.
To be an impact in the locker room and to win big draws and to be maybe
and to
in
help that
situations.
team win a cup.
Sure.
And be a really, really good addition on the ice.
Shifley's a man, though.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
He just like, I mean, they got the full on. He's coming off the PJ. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
he's got presence, man. I mean, this guy,
no shit.
when he speaks, they haven't had anyone like him come into that locker room.
You got the presence, but on the ice,
Who have they had
but
like
you're-
him
but
in
on-
that room?
in a while. Ooh, I don't know.
Have they had
know,
anyone like him
Wheeler,
with that type of success?
no.
When Jonathan Toews, dude, like, for people who don't know, like, dude, when he was winning cups, they were like, people were saying there was a stretch deep into his career where he was having more success than Crosby was.
Sure,
They were putting him ahead of Crosby.
sure. Crosby did win, and then
then
won.
Crosby started winning a bunch too.
Then Crosby was like, no, I'm here, baby. They went toe to toe for
They
6,
did.
7 years, 8,
Yeah.
10 years straight.
and Toews was like
the man.
and
he was
in
stoic.
The NHL.
And he was cool, didn't get in trouble, didn't
No.
do any bullshit. You know, Kaner got in trouble
Coolest
with
team in the league.
coolest team, does his thing, always does the right thing on the ice.
Yes,
But what are you on the ice now? You know what I mean?
that's what I mean. I just
I don't know.
think anyone really knows. So you can't just assume like you're getting that guy because you're not. You're not getting the guy that was in Chicago. He hadn't played in a couple years. Maybe that's
We
going to
don't
work
know.
out in his favor. And hopefully he's unbelievable. I'm pulling for Jonathan Toews, man. I like him.
For sure. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot.
He's a classy guy, classy hockey
Yeah.
player. I want him on this podcast.
Surprised the Kings didn't try to sign him.
No, for 4 years. 4 million.
Give him 6 years. You should have waited.
I don't like that.
Toews.
You're right. I don't like that.
They would have
either.
signed you for 6 years.
You know,
Like, what are you doing? Just signing guys.
We'll see.
And you lose.
They weren't that
and
bad
you lose
last year.
a pretty good defenseman.
Fuck, I remember the Blues like squeaked by that, and Blues were playing their best hockey of the year, and the Kings are fucking right on them, dude.
I know.
They're hitting them. It was a nasty
That's
game.
not the same
Combrego
team
got
anymore,
hurt.
man.
It was last year
I
at the
know.
end of the year.
I know.
What?
They lose Gravikov too. Like,
That's the bitch of
They
it.
just let him go.
I noticed him more than anybody.
I know.
He was damn good. Logged a
Yes.
lot of minutes,
Yeah.
hit guys, shut down everything.
Yeah.
Gravikov, yeah.
They let him go to New
Why?
York. I know.
He was the best player on the ice.
Yeah.
You know, so
Russians love New York, man.
no shit. And Florida.
There's a big community there.
No
Big
shit.
community of Russians.
A lot of people like New York.
Yeah.
Unless that mayor gets elected. We'll see.
Dude, the anti-Semitic.
We'll see. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
Isn't
sure
he?
he doesn't. I'm sure he's not.
Isn't he? And he's a Democrat.
Very progressive. It's all good. We'll see what
I should
happens.
have brought that up at the barbecue yesterday. I forgot to.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to get people's opinion on
I
him
don't think they know what's going on over there. At your barbecue.
in New York?
I don't think they know what's going on with a lot of things, but it's fine.
Got deer in my backyard. There's a lot of wildlife
They're
in my
going to get
backyard
killed
right now.
There's a lot of traffic in your
A
backyard.
lot of wildlife.
They're going to get
Firstform.com/Canvas.
They're gonna run
Use our
over.
link today and order everything, and send it to us, man. I want to see what you're getting.
Yeah, baby.
We got a lot of people ordering shit, man. Get these energy drinks though. Get that today.
God damn. Damn good.
I hooked a kid up with some energy drinks yesterday because he lives in San Francisco, and he rides his bike to work every day. And he said he drinks like a Red Bull before he gets on his bike in the morning. I'm like, dude, no. Throw away the Red Bull. Drink one of these.
So wait. Was it a fan?
No, it was my wife's cousin.
So you sent him.
No,
You paid
he's
for it?
in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say. So you gave him one.
Gave him a couple.
You gave him one.
Gave him a couple.
You gave him one. You see where you see what I have to
You
see,
don't
Maddie?
know what I gave
Maddie,
him.
you know exactly what I'm doing. Like, because what he said was, I sent a kid that's like maybe has problems and he has to ride his bike.
He doesn't have problems.
But you made it out like it's like, you know, he's got some issue going on. He rides his bike to work every day, struggling, and you sent him a fucking huge package
You
of
can't
energy drink.
drive
You
through.
gave him one because he was at your house.
You can't drive through San Francisco.
Are you? I know what you're
He
trying
told me
to.
it's 3 miles
I know what you're
away,
trying to do, and I'm not
and
letting it happen.
it would take him.
I'm not letting it happen.
It would take him like 45 minutes to.
Maddie
drive
knew
3
exactly
miles.
what I was fucking talking about too, and the fan base does as well. Andy.
Oh my God!
They know what you're trying
You're
to do.
making me uncomfortable right
They
now.
know what you're trying to do, and they don't like it.
Okay.
Good thing I know how to call you out. My God,
You
you
didn't call
sent
out
him a
anything.
fucking package of this.
I did.
Like he's struggling.
No.
He couldn't make it to work unless he had energy. But you saved
No,
him.
he drinks.
You gave him one
He
out of your
drinks
fridge.
Red Bulls.
You gave him one out of your fridge.
You know, Chloe just got back from the lake. Remember how nervous
She
I was?
okay?
Yeah, great time.
Good.
What are the chances that her house is right across the street from my buddy's house, who was also down there with his family?
Get right out of town.
And he calls me. He's like, "Dude, your daughter's staying right across
Get
the street."
right out of
I'm like,
town.
and it made me feel like way better. Like I already knew she was
Sure,
there with a
there's-
great family,
I
but
bet
now
you
I knew
you
there was
know-
other people that was
There's probably
nearby.
a ton of people you know down there. You know what I mean?
They loved it, man.
God.
She had the best time.
Good. Good. Was it chaos down there?
No, she said it wasn't too bad.
Did she see everything? Was she able to go out in the
I
main
think
channel? Because you
so,
can't see
yeah.
everything from the code.
But they wouldn't do it like first thing in the maybe
doing the first thing in the morning.
evening.
Yeah.
or evening time.
Or yeah, put around.
when it would just be a little
Yeah.
quieter.
Oh, listen, living on a lake's the best thing in
Yeah.
the world, man.
I
It's
may,
just the best thing
I
in
may
the world.
get down there, do a little lake life. They
They
keep inviting me, and they want to play golf down there too.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Have Andy drive your boat and golf with him. What a fucking double whammy that is. You'll be very disappointed.
I may end up doing that actually when I get back before the season starts.
You'll
I
be
want to get down
very
to the lake.
disappointed.
Get down to the lake, golf a little bit, do some boating. Can you fish in that lake?
Fuck yeah.
Do people just fish? Like,
Shit in the morning,
can you
dang
just
it.
stop your boat wherever you want and fish?
If you're a moron,
What do you mean?
if you stop and fish in the main channel when it's really busy,
Yeah.
you're a moron.
Okay.
So you have to find your coves and you go early.
Yeah.
Get on your game.
Because you might get hit if
You ain't.
if you stop there. and
You're
then-
not allowed to fucking take anybody on the
Dude,
boat.
I ain't riding.
I'm
not driving a boat.
I'm not letting you do that.
I'm not driving a boat, man. I see
not
too
letting
many
you. I
accidents.
see so much shit going down. That ain't happening.
40-footer he's got.
Ain't happening.
I'm looking to maybe get on that.
Shit.
Okay.
I mean, you're the last
Firstform.com/Cameron
You're the last mate I would have on
I'll
a boat
send
with
you
me.
some energy drinks if you have to ride your bike to work.
He's
and
gonna
you-
save you.
and if
the
you,
savior.
If you don't drink coffee and you drink Red Bull, I'll send
He's
you.
the savior. This poor kid.
we'll send
God,
you
he couldn't
some.
make it to work.
Hatlaunch.com.
Thank God Andy hooked him up.
Danny boy, everybody over there, man. Get a customized hat and do it right. You'll get it in 2
The
weeks.
best of the best, right there, baby.
No one
We
does
love
it
you
better.
guys.
No one does it better. No one does it better than Hat Launch. True Float. Don't be leaking and having.
Nah,
don't be
bullshit.
drinking warm beer.
None of that bullshit. Cold beer, baby. Ice cold beer from the Rockies. That's True Float.
Alberta Rockies.
None of this pussy shit from goddamn Yeti
It's all in that area, Alberta, where the brick tournament is right now. You've been following along the brick tournament.
I saw highlights of it. Vancouver one with.
We don't know yet. The winner, the championship game
tomorrow.
is today.
Oh, at 12, right?
Today, yeah. You gonna watch
12.
it?
I might.
Yeah, you should watch it, dude.
I might.
It's
If I get out of here. Jesus.
It's Toronto.
Andy
Pro
likes
hockey
Andy
versus
doesn't like
Vancouver.
to be at home.
No, I do.
I like my house
gotta
so
get home.
much.
True float,
My
baby.
wife loves me.
TRU, True float.
Get going.
Shilly plastering. Get plastered with Shilly plastering.
kicking, baby.
Nobody does it better. They've been around for over 50 years. Say hi to Ryan. Tanya. Mr. Shilly.
Hey, dudes. Love you guys.
The coach.
Love you guys. Dave. It's my boy.
Say hi to him.
He called me a bull. My first time ever in a newspaper. Did a newspaper article.
He wasn't
and he
being
goes, Cam's a
complimentary.
fucking bull.
Can I see that?
It's in my parents' basement.
Cam,
They keep everything.
Cam's full
There's
of
a
bull.
lot of things. That
Well,
they
let me
got.
see some of this stuff.
I want to see yours.
I have a bunch, dude.
You don't want me at your house.
Yeah, I do.
It's really odd.
I invited you over
I'd
yesterday.
have, if you were in my neighborhood, I'd be like, dude, come over. I would have
Me too. I'd be hanging
everything
on the
laid out for
porch
you.
all the
I'd
time.
have everything laid out. What do you want, Mama? What do you want?
Dude,
you wanna
every,
get your
every
mind
time
right?
I invite you guys
You
over,
want anything? You don't ever invite me
You're like,
over.
you have kids.
It's
I don't want-
fake. It's fake.
It's-
You've never legit asked us over.
Yeah, I have.
No, you haven't.
Several times.
When?
Oh my God, so many
Oh, yeah?
times. Yeah.
I'm going to text Kate right now.
Fine.
Like, when was the last time? You never have, so don't act like you.
Dude.
You're scared of me coming
No,
over
I'm not.
because you think I'm going to evaluate everything.
I don't need you
No, no,
going
no,
through
no,
my
no.
house.
I'm going to look through your fridge. That's all.
Okay.
I can't do that.
No, that's fine.
You think I'm going to look in your underwear drawer?
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I am going to snoop around a little bit in your basement.
Just
That's why. You don't want me over.
Leave me and Laurie's.
You think I'm going to go up to your room?
Leave our
I need
room
the
alone.
basement.
Okay. Oh,
There's
basement. You love the
things
basement.
down there.
It's great down there. You can shoot down
Things
there.
in my name probably down there.
Probably not.
Probably.
Probably not. If it has your name on it,
You don't want
what
me
do
over.
I want it for?
Give it to somebody
No.
to have somebody clean your car or
Nothing
something.
with your name.
You know,
I just went to Frontenac Detailing, dude.
he's a new sponsor. It's like every time you go somewhere.
Dude, Ty took an ice scraper to my car.
I'm not even going to say what Kate did. Keep going.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say it.
Oh, dude. Your car,
I'm not going to say
Put
it.
your foot down.
Poor
put
girl.
your foot
Like,
down.
she doesn't do anything.
No.
She fucked up.
Did you yell at her?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I didn't,
Okay,
actually.
good. Shilly plastering,
Did
baby.
you yell at Ty?
I was like, dude, no! What are you doing? He didn't know. He's getting the snow off my car. I actually told him he could scrape
Why don't
the
you do
snow
your
off
own?
my... No, he was like,
Then
can I
it's not
scrape the
his
snow
fault.
off your car? I'm
Not
like,
his
sure.
fault. Not his fault.
Just do the windows.
Not
don't
his-
do the doors.
Yeah, but he doesn't. That's not his fault.
Blue Note
It
Roofing,
was
baby.
Kate, it was Kate's fault.
314-920-5713. David Novak. Nobody does roofing like David Novak.
boy.
He called the Pew Suitor signing to St. Louis. He's an insider. Get your roofing done. Siding, soffit, fascia, gutters,
Right.
roofing, whatever you need.
They got it all,
They'll
baby.
take care of
Love
it.
you guys, man.
Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dick.
But you do get sushi
Good deals.
and flavored water, baby.
Damn
all
good
located
service.
where?
Troy, Missouri.
Set
Troy.
it, Danny boy.
Danny.
Kenny.
Dale. Kenny.
Everybody.
What the fuck's going on
Say
out
happy
there?
Farth.
Happy 4th of July. Love you guys.
All the way out in Troy, Buick GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hope you enjoy everything. We got lots of great interviews coming up, man, all year long. All
We got some damn
summer
good ones,
long.
yep.
Even through free agency, we're past that now. We got other great stuff happening. We'll see what happens with Bowen Byram. Does he get traded?
Bowen.
Whatever. People are probably going to say, why didn't you guys talk about that? It's like,
Bowen. Nothing's happened yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know what I mean?
yeah, we're just going to read and react.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Just like a hockey player. Read and react.
Read and react.
Don't overthink things.
No, don't overthink it. If it happens, it happens.
You know, Andy knows. Read, react.
And
Just like you did when you were playing fucking cornerback.
I know. I'm a little
Back in-
worried about Ty being ready for this tournament this week because
He's
we
fine.
haven't done much this week.
He's fine.
You think they can just flip a switch? Like,
No, but you might have to go for a walk today.
no, we're going
Fucking do some
We're
goddamn.
going
Why don't
to
you shoot around your
we're
basement?
going to stick and puck.
Why don't you shoot around your
We're gonna
basement?
go to a stick.
Fucking rip some fucking
wanna
pucks.
come
Do
to
I
a
need to
stick-
come over?
You want to come to the stick and puck today?
Dude, I'll come over and fucking shoot with him
Will you-
all day.
will you come
You
to-
don't let me in your house.
come to the stick and puck.
He was there. I could see him through the window. And I was about to be like, Ty, come get me.
Where?
And I'll shoot pucks with you.
Oh, come to the stick and puck today.
No, I'm not going to do that. It's Sunday. I'm going home.
But he's never been invited. Never been invited.
You invited me to stick and puck so I could do your work. and you were
Thanks,
probably on the
Weaver, for
phone the whole
coming
time.
on, man.
We love you. Love you guys. See you, dudes.
Yerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the league. Soul Dragon shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.